Can't get enough of podcasts? Amazon Music has more than 10 million podcast episodes to choose from, and they're free. News, comedy, true crime, there's a show for everyone, including original series you won't find anywhere else. Plus, Amazon Music serves up personalized recommendations that'll help you discover your next favorite show. Visit amazon.com/pods to dive in now.
Aptitude, expertise, genius, gift.
I'm the fucking talent. Hey, what's happening, Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Look, I'm just trying to get some momentum here, all right? I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to talk and we're going to see where it goes because it's been so goddamn long. I haven't spoken in a month. I certainly haven't spoken to you guys in a month, but I haven't spoken in my real life in a month. Doing a lot of pointing for the last 4 weeks. Such a mistake. You go to a place and they don't care for that. I got to be honest. When you're trying to get a donut, nobody wants you to come in and make chimp noises and point. Because you know what? I'm sure they get enough of that shit all day long anyway. They don't even care about it. Some vow of silence or some bullshit where a guy doesn't talk or he's taking a fucking oath. But there's enough people here in Los Angeles who live in the street who probably make chimp noises and point as they go in to try to bust out a cruller. They just walk in, they're like, just say jelly filled. That's all you got to do. Don't pound on the glass and swing your fucking dick around. Pointing at the fucking jelly donut, you fucking idiot. Just tell them what you want. Like Zebra said, tell me what you want. Look up Zebra. Or don't. I don't care if you do or you don't. Don't go anywhere. Just stay here. We're doing this, right? We've got some traction now. We're a minute in. Because I'll tell you, I've done this. I've been 3 minutes in. I've been 6 minutes in. I've been 9 minutes in, and then I've stopped. Only those numbers though, 3, 6, and 9. I at the 3 minute mark. I evaluate it in my brain. I go, is this good? Let's go. Let's try to make minute 6. We make minute 6. I'm like, let's head up to 6, 9, and then we do. And then all of a sudden the song, if 6 was 9, because that'll happen. I get to 9, and I think, oh, only 9 was as good as 6, and then I scrap the whole thing, folks. Christ, It's me, by the way, in case you were wondering if this is really me, because I know it's been a while since you've heard my voice or heard my vocal stylings or the nonsense that I bring to the microphone. It's me, except no substitutes. Unless of course that substitute does a show every week, then by all means embrace that person. Don't if anybody comes along and they say that they're me and it's really not, it seems a little off, but then they decide to put out a regular show, embrace that person. That clearly is a substitute you need to accept. But other than that, I would say please accept no substitutes, because it's just it's me and a microphone and you in your ears, and what the fuck, man. And we've been doing it for over 12 years, right? Well, some of us have. I don't know. You know what's hard to do? Let me tell you this. You know what's really difficult to pull off? Change. Because first of all, nothing stays the same, and then all of a sudden you're unchained and you're hitting the ground running. You know this. I know this. We all know this together. But it's a strange thing. But I'm back and we're here now, and I'm excited about that, sort of. Because I just think, all right, because look, every time I say something now, I'm like, that isn't good enough. That I just stop. And I know you don't believe me. I do not want to make this fucking show a referendum on what's going on in my head. But the problem is the show is always about what I talked about, was like what was going through my head. But all that's going through my head now is how much I suck. And I don't know why. I got no idea why. Just get in here. Just do me a favor. Let's just get a group hug. What do you say right now? Me and you and whoever the fuck is listening, let's just climb in for a group hug. Although I gotta be honest, that is a group hug that is getting smaller and fucking smaller every week that I don't put out a goddamn show. Eventually, it's just gonna be me hugging myself. Oh, you ever do that when you were a kid? That thing where you put your hands like around your chest and everybody's like, oh, who are you hugging? You're like, haha, just me, because I'm lonely and sad. But I'll take a group hug. And I throw this out to you right now, folks. It is, as I record this, it's November still. It's been a month since I did a show. I did a show at the end of October. And remember, look, I drew a line in the sand. Look, we're going to have to recap a bunch of things here. Not really a bunch of things, but I mean, I'm going to have to go into detail. And it's just, let's call this a state of the 40-year-old boy union. All right, we'll do that. And look, it seems like every fucking show is that these days, where I come in and I go, well, you're not going to believe this. My skull is fucked. Which is a bad thing to say, because you right now, you're sitting there, you're staring at your iPod vagina, and you got something jammed in there, and then you got your earbuds. Although nobody uses fucking cords anymore, right? There's nobody plugs into their iPod. See, this show's outlasted the iPod vagina. Nobody's listening to me on fucking. Everybody's got earbuds now. Everybody's wireless. You guys are wireless out there, right? You've moved into the 21st century. You're out there with your what are you listening to? You don't have your regular earbuds in, right? Maybe you do. Maybe you got Beats. You got Beats by Wireless? I need a beat. That's what LL Cool J said a million years ago. Are you let Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre tell you what to listen to? You got those wrapped around your fucking skull, wireless or not? Or look, do you have true wireless? Or do you have the ones that have a wire that goes behind your neck? And that's Beats Wireless. But or do you have the earbuds? Or what are those fucking things called? AirPods. Those things from Apple that look like somebody came in your ears. You ever seen those fucking things? Of course you've seen them. What the fuck? Am I the only guy who discovered them? Hey, did you ever see those things? No, none of us have ever seen them, idiot. They're on every goddamn city street, every fucking moment of every goddamn day. See, that's where I talk about. That's the part where I come in and I go, see, you've got nothing to offer. That your reference was wrong, and then they all fucking shouted you out. See, it's foolish, and I shouldn't beat myself up, and you're supposed to use language that's really kind to yourself, and there's 4 agreements and all sorts of bullshit, but you know what? I chucked all that shit out the window. God forbid I have any sort of, mantra. I need a mantra. Don't I need a mantra of some sort? I'm not going to lie to you, man. I've sat here and tried to talk myself into not being me. I know that sounds like a strange thing, and you're like, oh, here he goes. And I don't want to be the here he goes guy. I don't want to be that fucking dude. But I have to. I guess I have to tell you some things, and otherwise, because look, wouldn't it be fucking weird if I did one show a month and then I popped in and I was like, hey, what's going on? Haha, podcasting, isn't that great? And you'd be, because again, the show normally is about me and what the fuck is going on. And if I don't explain to you what the fuck is going on for the past goddamn month, you'd be like, what the fuck happened to this guy? And look, and although you might not want that, because people are very kind and they reach out and they give me ideas. They're like, hey, like here's someone. They're like, hey, did you ever think that maybe if you had some people zoom in to watch you do the podcast, then it would be like you had a built-in audience and they had to go ahead and fucking listen, and then you had somebody you were like responsible to, and you had to show up because those people. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. You know what I really want to do when I do this show? I want a bunch of people on Zoom staring at me and not laughing. Oh, won't that be great? Won't that be good when I go ahead and I talk into the microphone? Everybody just kind of goes, yeah, I don't get this. This isn't funny or good at all. And that's really not going to put any pressure on me to try to go ahead and be as funny as I possibly can be. Not that I'm not putting pressure on myself now to be as funny as I possibly can be. But there's something freeing about nobody fucking staring at me. Although I wish there was somebody here to go ahead and try to make laugh. It's all, look, man, I'm a fucking dichotomy. I'm a turducken. I'm a goddamn fuck duckin'. That's who I am. I'm a dumb fuck wrapped in a duck stuffed in a turkey. Cook me up and fucking cut me open and goddamn eat me. Separate my rib cage and eat the fucking duck breast. Although no, the duck breast is over me. I'm stuffed in the middle. I'm all the way. I'm way in the middle, right? I'm stuffed in the duck who's in the turkey. So I'm the chicken, I guess, in this fucking extravaganza. And and look, did you just call me a fucking chicken? I'm not going to accept that. Oh wait, I called myself a chicken. Well, then it's okay. I'll go ahead and accept that. That's totally fine. I'm glad you're here. Again, if you're here, I don't know if you are. So people are like, hey man, you should go ahead and have a Zoom thing and let people watch you, which, that's not ever going to be a good thing. Cause then, like I said, cause look, that puts just as much pressure on the fucking people on the Zoom. Cause then they're going to think, oh, we better, cause I'll never get a true read from those people. Cause they'll be like, oh, we got to laugh to help Mike. Let's laugh to help Mike. You know what I mean? Like nobody will be like laughing because they think I'm funny. They'll be laughing just to get the goddamn thing over with. They'll be like, all right, the more we laugh, maybe he'll fucking be done. That'd be great, wouldn't it? It's like when I was doing those live shows on the road. I'll be completely honest with you. Like I've done live shows with my friend Justin in the room, live shows with Jesuit, live shows with Zach in Phoenix, live shows in Canada that went very well. But also then the last time I went to Canada, I talked about this on the air. We didn't do the show until late at night after we had all eaten, hung out all night, and people actually fell asleep. So like I'm at the table podcasting in essentially another room. And I could see, and people were just like, some people were kind of paying attention, but nodding off. Some people fell asleep in chairs. Some people were out at the fire pit in the yard. And I in my brain, I was like, why the fuck is this? Why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? This is just annoying people at this fucking point. And that's not true, because people are very kind to me in Canada. They're my friends and they want to see that sort of thing. And it's just that we had started far too late, and people have lives and jobs and things like that. And it was a misfire. But in that moment, sitting there at the table and talking with people trying to stave off sleep, in your brain, you're like, what could I possibly do to save this? And so it's made me gun shy to want to do any live stuff with anybody anymore either. So when you're saying, hey man, have people do a Zoom thing with you, I'm just like, no, it's just more people to put to sleep. That's 5 or 6 more people who are going to be like, nope. That would be a good snore. That's a snore that I wish I had. I don't know, man. I have not ridden my bike yet. All right, let's talk about what the fuck is going on. Because I made a big to-do at the end of October about November 1st being, hey, you know what? Here we go. Let's fucking pick it up. Let's do this. And changing is fucking hard. And here's the thing. Changing is harder now than I thought it was going to be. And changing is harder now than it's ever been for me. I've talked about how the pandemic sapped whatever discipline or work ethic I had left, if I had any. But I didn't really. But I would force myself to do things. The one thing I've always had going for me is rage. All right. I've always been fucking mad. I've had a fire burning in my gut. And fear of embarrassment, fear of being looked at as a fucking idiot, fear of people finding me out, I suppose. I don't know. There's all sorts of fucking different fears. And they would manifest themselves in rage at the post office or at the store or whatever the fuck, or at myself. Or I told you, I would just laugh at myself. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Which is not kind at all. But again, there's the 4 agreements. But then again, that was what I learned in therapy. But then again, that's all out the fucking window, man. Remember when I saw Shannon? Wasn't that great? And I thought, and like I said, I thought I was making good progress with Shannon. I haven't seen her in, almost 2 years now. And I'm starting to think that maybe I should see somebody again, or do something, or get meds. And I've talked about this for years. I understand this. It's nothing I haven't told you before. All right. And because this is another reason why then I'm like, it's all been said. Why would I get back on the microphone? Because they know I'm fucked up. I think I need to fix this. I don't know what to do. I've let myself get into a position now where I've left myself hanging. And also there's nobody here. Save me. Come save me. Somebody just take me out for a fucking tuna sandwich. Could you do that? Because goddamn, look, I've always said I hide in my apartment. I hide under the coats. I do that. I really don't mind it, but I don't want to do it. I just don't. I want somebody to come here and fucking go, hey man, let's go to a movie, or let's just go fucking hang out. And I've been out and done things, and I love doing it. And I always feel, I think I've talked about this before, even with my friends. As this was starting to open up, my buddies are comedians. My buddy Murray, my buddy, Bill Dwyer, these guys. And I'm like, hey man, if you guys start going out to do comedy, I would love to hang out with you guys. And like, oh yeah, of course, if that's going to happen, if they just let me know, whatever. And so then Bill was doing a show in Ventura. This was a couple of weeks ago. And I reached out. I'm like, hey man, you want to tag along, buddy? You want a road buddy for this? And he's like, sure. Yeah, that'd be cool. And so he came to my house, and then he and I drove up to whatever the fuck, to Ventura, to the comedy club. And Bill was on there with some comedians that I did not know the other guys. I knew one of them, Andy, this guy Andy, I'd actually been on. Is it Andy? Fuck. No, I feel terrible. It's a guy that I actually did because I did Jackie Cation's Dork Forest, and it was a wrestling podcast that I did. I did it with him, and I think his name's Andy, off the top of my head. But when I walked in, I recognized him immediately, and he's like, "Oh my God, yes." And it was just a way to go hang out and do something. But then, then I ask again, and like Dwyer was doing a show at Flappers. I'm like, hey man, you want somebody to hang out with? And I'm sure those people are just like, no, man, nobody wants to babysit you. Nobody wants to fucking, because again, when you were 20 or 25 or just starting, yeah, it made sense to go and hang out, maybe pound a drink or two or whatever the fuck, and hang out and watch other comedians. And then afterwards you went to Denny's and you fucking hung out all night and you talked about bits and you did all that. And I recognize that a lot of this is is midlife bullshit. All right. I recognize a lot of that has taken me over, and a lot of that has put me in a weird place where I don't I don't feel great about where I am or how I got here. Now I do to a certain extent, but then there are things that I question. When I started doing stand up, and again, look, I recognize you don't tune in for this, and I don't want it to be this way all the time. And once I get back on a regular schedule, he said uproariously, it'll be more funny, right? I'll talk about stuff you want to hear about, won't I? Won't that be the thing? Because I'll tell you what, already I'm behind. I'm a month behind. There's no doubt. But then, like over the weekend, I had our buddy Ken from Canada reached out, and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on? We want the show." And I'm like, I know. And I promise you, I swear by all that's holy, you will have a show by tomorrow. And that was 2 days ago. And there wasn't a show. And again, I've said before, it's dangerous because the more you do that, the more people aren't going to give a fuck. And that's, and so I'm trying not to be a guy who convinces people not to give a fuck, which means I have to give more of a fuck, which means I have to care about myself and doing the things I'm supposed to do. And I understand that this is not what you tuned in for. I understand you want funny and stuff, and I'll get there, right? Won't I? Don't you think I will? But I also feel that there's an obligation because I haven't been here for a month to tell you what's going on and kind of what's happening a little bit. Like I said, I've always been able to use rage to kind of fight through the stuff I needed to fight through. There's always been that fucking, fuck you, dude. You just fucking do this. It's time. The phrase I always used was, it's time to pay the check. Fuck you. You did this, you did this, you did this. It's time to pay the fucking check. And I had that rage and stuff in the beginning of 2020 where I was like, this is it. The year of I will. Let's fucking make it work. Lost 60 pounds, fucking da-da-da. And then the pandemic came and I gave up. And we've talked about this before. Some of you also have said, hey, look, man, I gave up too. A lot of people gave up. Don't beat yourself up over it. And you're right. But there also is the reality of, now I have to fucking wade through the rubble of what my life is after the giving up during the pandemic. So then I was like, all right, well, let's set the first. We're going to do this. We're going to get back to the gym. We're going to do this. Let's fucking make that work. And with all intentions of making this happen. Okay, because in the past, I mean, look, you know me. I've lost 100 pounds like 11 different times in my life. Just because, you know what, it was fucking time to do it. I was like, let's do this. When I had the surgery, I lost 245 pounds. It was incredible. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. But that's when you're 30. And that's when you're 35. And that's even when you're 40. And you're like, all right, I can make this work. And when I was 43, I was able to just fucking jump my jaw and go, fuck you, do this. And also, there were motivators in life, where your marriage fucking falls apart and then you're like, you know what, I'd like to get pussy again. Wouldn't that be fucking great? And so that finds its way in there. And then, and then I did, and then whatever. And that's fucking great when it happens, but then whatever the fuck. My life has turned, it's just, I'm 54, okay? And when we started doing comedy, I've told you this before, I used to always, because I had a friend who would always say, hey, when are you actually going to get like a job? Even when I was working the road doing stand-up, or I was the house MC in Naperville, he would say, hey, this is fine, but when are you going to get your actual job, like for your life? And, this is a extremely close friend of mine, and I would have to say, look, this is the job. Whether it looks like it is or it isn't, that's fine. But it's a gamble. I recognize that. But I'm good enough to where I think that I can gamble on this. I'm good enough to think that this is going to be... I'm gambling a normal adult life. And I would say this to anybody who asked. I'm gambling a normal adult life on a payoff that could be 10 times that. Or 50 times that. Or who knows. And I'm good enough to where I think I can pull it off. And he'd be like, all right, and then I had people who supported me and people were great. And now, at 54, it didn't pay off. And, what's funny is I had these feelings 10 years ago, when I talked to you guys, when I did the one man out on the road. The one man was about that, about how I missed it, how I missed my opportunity, and I was going to be, as I've said many times before, here we go, man. I'm going to go ahead and fix it. I'm going to change it, and now, now here we go. This is where we make it work. When I was doing the one man, when I was on the Success Tour, that was all the money generated from the show, ticket sales, whatever the fuck, all went back into the show, and then as we know. My life fractured a bit, and it was, I'm 75% responsible for that. That my marriage fucking collapsed, and then I was left. Any of the money from the show then had to go toward my life, so I had to stop touring. I stopped making merch. I stopped funneling the money back into the show the way I could before. Because I had to start driving people around and driving meat around to stay alive. And it's been one of those things, like I've said many times on this show, I've said it before, you just move forward. You're a shark, you just move fucking forward. How many times have I had shows where I've had epiphanies where I'm like, fuck, this is not great, and I don't feel good about it, and yet you just move forward. You get up, you do this, and don't worry, it's going to change, and it's going to work out. It's going to be good. And you say that, and then you say it, and you say it, and you say it, and every time you say it, imagine if you had a spoon, or you have a spoon, and every time you say it, you're taking a spoonful of dirt out of a mountain. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to work out. No, trust me, it's going to be great. This is a good move. And then after 1,000 spoonfuls, you look up, and there's still this fucking mountain that you haven't done anything about. Now, should you have gotten a bulldozer instead of a spoon? Yes. Again, I'm not trying to say this is not my fault. It is my fault. But also, the very fact that it's my fault is what has left me. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to use words that are strong, and I don't mean them to be strong. I don't mean them the way they're going to sound. Broken. Ashamed. Embarrassed. I am those things, and I I use them against myself as weapons. When there's the thing that I think I can use to fix myself, this show was always my bulldozer. This show was the one thing, I say it, this is the one thing I have that's mine. And if I wanted to talk for 4 hours, I would. And if I wanted to talk for fucking 20 minutes, I would. I talk till I'm done. Nobody fucking tells me what I can and can't say on this fucking show. That was one of the reasons I didn't want to have sponsors, why I never wanted to go ahead and sign up with anybody. I was just like, fuck this. Nobody gets to come in and tell me what I can and can't fucking do on this fucking show. And that's admirable, and it's a great attitude to have, but then what that means is that you need to work harder to be seen. You need to work harder to be noticed. Look, I I think this all the time, and again, this is part of the sitting here angry at myself, because again, 10 years ago, if I would have made any effort at all, who knows? 20 years ago, if I would have made any effort at all, who knows? And then you start to think, well, 40 years ago, if I would have made any effort at all, who knows? And that's what you do, is you sit in your apartment, and especially because, again, I've said this too, I don't have a family. You know what I mean? I don't have kids whom I can look at and beam and try to do everything I can to make them the best they are, to the best they can possibly be. You know what I mean? I have nobody to give any love to. And again, this sounds harsher than it is. I don't mean it in a way where I'm like, boo-hoo, and whatever the fuck, and there's a news. I'm just, these are truths, and you have to, as I try to parse what's happening, and I did not want this to be this, all right? But again, you deserve an explanation of why I can't why I haven't sit down and talked to you guys, because you've been there. For some of you have been here for a very long time, and some of you have been here since the beginning, and some of you have been here since before that, and you're amazing. My buddy Jimmy O listens to this show. It's a dude I grew up with. It's a dude I went to school with. My buddy Mark Young listens to this show. I shouldn't give his full fucking name, but he listens to this show, and they've been in my life since I was fucking 13. And they reach out. Jimmy reaches out. Mark has reached out as well. And he enjoys the show, and just to tell me. And look, there are people who reach out to tell me they love the show and they want to hear more of it, and they need to know how I am, and they're very kind. And again, I thank you to all of you. you deserve so much more. You just do. You deserve someone who I don't even want to say this. I care. I do. I don't care about me. And then that leads me into a fucking thing where I'm rolling downhill, and it's not the same hill with the spoon. Please, I'm not doing another analogy with a goddamn spoon and then I'm rolling down the other side. It's just that I've trapped myself in a way where I sit here and then, like I said, I've aged out of my chosen profession. Like even when I think about, remember I was like, oh, it's the year of I will. I'm going to get back and do stand-up and I do that shit. Hey man, I've been looking. I look online and I try to look and see. And look, I don't want to go to open mics. But again, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to hang out with my friends, because then I can meet people and try to get on shows and stuff like that. So I reached out the second time to Bill when he was going to be at Flappers, and he never wrote me back. And that's nothing, not his fault. It's nothing to do with him. First he said, yeah, cool. I said, okay. Well, I said, do you want to meet? How do you want to do this? How do you want to get there? And then he never wrote me back, and then I didn't go. I could have gone. That's the thing. I was being stubborn. I could have just gone, to the show and seen my friend and then hung out with him. But I wanted him to reach out. I wanted him to, well, also I didn't want to fucking pay. I wanted to get on a list. I said to him, and I go, hey, do I get on a list for this? Cause I'm not going to pay $20 to go see Bill Dwyer, who I play poker with every goddamn week. Now look, is he worth it? Certainly. Go check out his Dry Bar comedy special. He's fucking hysterical. But at the same time, I know this fucking guy. I'm not coughing up $20. Anyway. But all it took was that, the first time he said yes, and then the second time he didn't get back to me, and now I never want to ask again. Because I'm a burden. Because I'm in the way. Because why the fuck, go to shows. Do it yourself. You don't need a running buddy. You don't need anybody to fucking hang out with you. You don't need a fucking wingman. What the fuck are you, 22, trying to get pussy? You don't need a fucking wingman. Just get up and go to the fucking club. And every day I see flyers for shows, and I'm like, all right, if I went there and sat in the back just to observe what was going on, because I was talking to my friends and talking about getting on stage, and I'm like, I'm trying to get a gauge for what works in clubs now and what's going on, and one of my friends, comedian friends, said, hey, fuck that, you're fucking hysterical, you have decades of funny stories to fucking tell, and what the fuck do you care if anybody's funny in a club? You can go do that. You proved it when you went back to Chicago. And it was awesome. It was a bracing bucket of cold water in my face. And I appreciated it very much. And I love my friends who say that and think that. And I think that too, to a certain extent. But then at the same time, look, dudes, this is fucking boring, right? This is just fucking boring. You don't need to hear this fucking hamster wheel bullshit. This fucking, I know. But for the past month, like I've said, you miss a deadline, you miss the show, and then like a day goes by, and then another day goes by, and it just gets to be bigger and bigger. And then you're like embarrassed that you haven't done it. And then you don't want to tell people, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. And then you hide, and then you're just, and this, again, I've had this my whole life, but it's so much worse now. And I don't fucking know why. I don't, well, here's why. I don't have rage. Like, I'm not mad. I'm all my rage, that used to be the joke. Remember, I get mad at a sink. I could do this or whatever the fuck. I feel extinguished. I feel empty. There's no fire. There's no thing that makes me fucking go, yeah, fuck you, do this. What the fuck, man? Because you can get this and this and this and this. No, I've been filled, as I've mentioned before, with this apathy. I'm inert. I don't know why anything I do or say matters ever. And it's funny because that can lead people. Look, I've had people reach out and they think, whatever the fuck, because they're like, "Are you okay?" I don't talk to people for days and days, and then I have to write them and go, "I'm fine." And Jesuit reaches out all the time and he's like, "Look, man, you got to tell me what's going on because I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like, are you okay? Are you in a spiral? Like, what the fuck?" And then I'm like, "Yes." And then I will tell you this: I'm just embarrassed that my friends have to write me. I'm embarrassed that my friends feel they need to check up on me. And so then, you know what happens? Guess what happens? Guess. I bet you can guess. Well, do I get angry and embarrassed at myself again? And then I think to myself, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? See, why the fuck are these people even your goddamn friends? Because there's no reason you should fucking put them through this goddamn thing. People have lives. They have children. They have jobs. They have real things. Nobody should have to fucking worry about you laying on your goddamn fucking couch and wondering what the fuck is going on. And that dude just starts working the fucking heavy bag in my goddamn brain. And then I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch a baking show and not even think about this anymore. Because I put the phone, I will turn the phone off, or I'll just put the phone on the desk and stay away from it for 5 hours. And I don't answer anybody. My friend Ellen writes me and I take 2 weeks to answer her text. Bridget wrote me. My friend Bridget wrote me and I still haven't even listened to her message. She sent me a message on Thanksgiving, I think. I haven't fucking played the goddamn thing. I just, because why? Well, but also then there's this. I haven't done the show yet. I haven't done the podcast yet. So I'm like, well, you can't answer anybody. Can't talk to anybody. And I told you this before. It's because I figure they're going to go, "Hey, what's up?" And I'll go, "Hey, what's going on?" And they'll be like, "Where's the fucking show?" And I'm like, "Oh, God damn it. You fucking bait and switch me." Change is hard. I've always been able to be this guy who draws a line in the sand. Now look, I don't draw a line in the sand in the beginning. I don't tackle problems when they need to be done. I wait until the very last fucking minute and I'm like, fuck this, I better do it. The same thing happened when I was writing on TV shows. I would wait. When I worked on Starface, we would get our assignments on Monday, we'd pitch things, and then we'd go, okay, here's what we're going to write. And then we would have a meeting Friday morning, and I wouldn't do a fucking thing all week. And then everybody would go home at 6 o'clock on Thursday night, and they said, "Hey, we'll see you at the meeting in the morning." I'm like, "Great." And then I would stay in my office until 3:30 in the morning writing my material, writing my jokes. The work I should have done all week, I didn't fucking do it. I put it off until Thursday night. Now, did I then bust it out? And was it quality fucking work? And was it great? And was it funny? And then I pitched it in the morning? Yes. And that's what's always tricked me into thinking, see, you can do that. I would imagine it's like if you were in college and you had a final and you don't fucking do it, and then the night before you take fucking 5 pills of Adderall or whatever the fuck, and you focus and you get it done, and you put it in there and it fucking kills, and you're happy and you're excited, yay. But that's of course when you're 22 that shit works, or in my case I was 30 or however the fuck old I was. But then you get to be where I'm at now, and look, I'm fine. All right. I have a roof over my head. I have far too much food. All of these things. There are so many people so much worse off than me. Absolutely. But also I will, it's coming to a point now, financially where I'm going to have to, I'm not going back out on the road and driving anybody. I'm not. I just refuse. And also gas here in LA, the cheapest place by me is $4.49 a gallon. $4.49 a gallon. And it's not like Uber or Lyft gives you a gas stipend now. They didn't fix anything. So it costs me $54 to fill up a fucking Camry hybrid. And if you were driving the way I was driving, that's 3 times a week. Well, that's $160 a week just in gas. So then how much time do I have to be on the fucking road to try to make up just because again, you sit there and you figure out your nut. You're like, well, this goes here and this goes there, and I got to figure out how to make this. But dude, if you're already 160 in the fucking hole before you get into the goddamn car, what's the point? And then in my head, I'm like, well, I could deliver beef or whatever the fuck. I could deliver meat or soup or whatever the well, look, I'm gonna have to name every single food item. I can deliver this. I can deliver green beans, whatever the fuck. No. And because I looked at that, I'm like, well, should I do the fucking Uber Eats? What if I went to like a, you know, one of those grocery places, and I brought you guys your bleach or whatever the fuck, would that be fine? And then, you know, that the very fact that I'm sitting here parsing that shit out at 54 makes me go, or, you know, here's something else you could do. You could go get a mannequin that looks like fucking Gina Davis and hold its hand as you drove into the Grand fucking Canyon. You failure. You absolute fucking failure. That you are sitting here thinking about what you're going to have to do to get back into the car to pay your phone bill. What the fuck? And I hope you can hear the sheer contempt I have for myself dripping out of my fucking mouth when I put that out into the world. Should I feel that way? No, you should be kind to yourself. You should do everything you can, because again, people are very nice. They're like, hey man, look, even people, you know, when I don't do the show, they're like, and there's Matthew is a lovely listener, and he writes me and he's like, hey man, don't let anybody fucking bully you about the show or tell you whatever. Well, you know, when it comes out, we're happy, and that's fucking cool, and thank you, Matthew, you're fucking great, you know. But it doesn't, and so now, you know, so then I want to put out a show for Matthew, but I also want it to be a funny show. I don't want it to be this fucking show where I'm flaying myself with a fucking cat of nine tails on the air. But I'm trying to get you to understand what where my head is at, and why I've skipped, you know, why it's taken me a month to put out a fucking show. It's so stupid. A month. This is two podcasts in 2 months. And again, like I said, I'm not sick. I'm not lying down under covers and being boo-hoo or whatever the fuck, or I don't know the flu, any of that shit. I mean, my mind's sick, I guess, is what you'd say. I mean, like man, I hate what I've done. I hate it. I hate what I've done to myself to put myself in this fucking position. And like I said, this thing where you sit here and I have to think about, oh, maybe if I get back into a car, or, you know, what if I, you know, they're always hiring at grocery stores now. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, you're 54 years old, man. You have no health insurance. I just filed 4 years, or I'm in the process of filing 4 years of back taxes. And I don't even know what that's going to look like, man. And then what? You know, you can only coast on what you should be for so fucking long. You know, hey man, I'd be great at voiceovers. You know, I'm really funny. Hey, I should be on shows. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Well, or you should be exactly where the fuck you are, because you don't make any effort to fucking get the things you're supposed to get or want. And that's what leads me to fucking tune myself up. And then I avoid coming on the microphone, because the last thing you want to hear is somebody complaining about their fucking lives, because we've all had it how fucking hard for the past 2 years. And for some of us, the past 5 years, or the past 10 years, or the past 15 years. There are people out there who get up and go to fucking work every goddamn day. And I've talked about that on this show too. And I respect you, and good for you. You know, I chose a different path, and I've been lucky enough to kind of song and dance my way to this fucking point. And I still think I'm really funny, and I still think I have a lot of things to offer, and I still think I could do voiceover, whatever the fuck. I still have confidence in my abilities. But also, when it starts to slip away, Jesus fucking Christ, does it start to slip away. When I find myself, you know, like even if I miss a deadline by a day, I'm like, oh fuck, and then I twist myself up, and then I'm like, well, probably nobody cares, or well, yeah, what the fuck, nobody really matters anyway, and it doesn't, you know, I mean, it's I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't. I don't blame you. And it won't be like this going forward. It's not going to be something where every week it's like me just taking the top of my head off. It's really not. You know, I should I probably go talk to somebody? Probably. But hell, I'd love to just talk to anybody at this fucking point. Yeah, I went over to my brother's house for Thanksgiving. And, it's just me and him and my nieces, and then my buddy Pat came over too. Because Pat was an orphan this year. His family was on the East Coast looking at colleges, so it was just him. And I said, well, you gotta come over to Lenny's, and he's like, what can I bring? I said, you don't need to bring anything. And he's like, do we watch football? What do we do? Because he's not a sports guy. I go, look, man, we can do whatever you want. I'm sure there'll be football on. Yeah, I go, we'll all hang out. It'll be fun. And if there's one thing I know about Pat, I know he's going to fit in anywhere. It doesn't matter where he goes, because my friend Pat is truly one of the best people I've ever met. And just friendly and kind. And if you needed him, it wouldn't matter what fucking time it was, he would be there. He's like the dudes I grew up with. Pat's he's a honorary member of the UN of Evil, I suppose is what you would say. He's one of those guys that just, whatever you need, he can do it. And he's, I see, because I talk about being just me. And I only have me to care for. And because I don't care enough for me, then who fucking cares, right? And then I see my buddy Max, and Max and his wife and their kids, and they are phenomenal parents. And their family is so much the ideal of what you would want it to be. They're just good, kind people who've raised brilliant human beings who are going to go out into the world and just everything they do is going to be in service of happiness and good and kindness and caring, and I can't express enough just how proud I am of my godson and essentially, Ava is might as well be my goddaughter. Like I love them and the people they've become, and I love David and Kristen for what they for how they raised them and how they are. They're just incredible. And I feel also, my friend, all my friends are so good. My buddy Jeff and his wife Sharon and their kids, they're in college and they're good kids. They're amazing. I don't know how I was accepted as a misfit into this crew of people who are good and kind. Jimmy O, he's got his kids and Delaney is graduated and he's got a boy in the military. Just it's amazing to me. And it's amazing, it's not amazing. I mean, I knew them. They're good people. I've known them my whole fucking life. But to see them be who they are and then create basically new human beings who are good people as well, it's what you want. It's the ideal. And Pat is that way. Pat has, his kids, and they are just, silly and fun and funny and not wrecked by the world in any way when I talk to them. You know what I mean? They're not cynical or jaded. You just love being in a room with them. They're a full extension of Pat and his wife Pilar. They're just wonderful people, and they're going to be wonderful people for the rest of their lives. I'm lucky to know them. I'm lucky to know all these people. And like I said, I don't know where I fit in to the picture with these people, because I have continuously banged my head into dead ends my entire life. And I have promise and potential, and I had all those things for a long time, but then you hit your mid-50s, and guess what, man? There's no promise. There's no potential. There's only what is. There's only what is. And like I said, I sit here, and this is being recorded on a laptop that a listener was kind enough to buy for me, Michael Waldbillig. I don't even know if he listens to the show anymore, but he was incredibly generous and kind. When I went to Seattle to see Pearl Jam, he and I sat together for one of the shows, and he's just a good man. He was super kind to reach out to me, and I had a great time hanging out with him. But I recorded on a laptop that he was kind enough to get for me. I'm sitting here looking at two computer monitors, and I have a gaming computer that I go on Twitch every day, and it was a listener, my friend Jeremy, who went ahead and made that happen. He bought this gaming monitor and this gaming computer. I'm recording this on a desk that was given to me by Pat. I'm looking at bookcases that came from my friend John. There's a couch I bought from Kyle. There's a chair I got from Siegel. There's another chair I got from Pat. There's a cocktail bench. It was my ex-wife's. I'm sitting in a chair recording this that was given to me by a listener named Anne, the panda, who's just lovely. I have benefited from everyone's kindness. And I've never proven myself worthy of the kindness they've shown. I have as a person. I'm a good person. When I hang out with them and I talk to them and I think they're my friends and I love them and they love me, and that's great. But what I mean is, like, and this is where the split comes in, the schism. I haven't accomplished anything that I said I was going to accomplish. And when I was with Shannon, she convinced me to reposition the way I look at things. The very fact that I've lived alone, for 8 years now, and been able to pay my own rent with comedy and whatever other scrambling fucking bullshit I put together. The very fact that there is even one person right now listening to this who fucking cares about anything that I'm saying is a goddamn victory. Especially when you look at this. I was here at ground zero when this shit started. I was with Jimmy and Matt, and then got my own show 2 years after that, or a year and a half, or whatever the fuck, after I got fired. And then I've been lucky enough that people followed me from Never Not Funny to this show and then stayed. Are there people who, and look, I fully recognize there are people listening to this right now and rolling their fucking eyes, and I don't blame you. I'm not telling you to oh, poor you. I'm not telling you to be like, well, don't worry, Mike, you're a champion, or be like, fuck this guy. I don't know. And the very fact that I even care or think about those things anymore, that's also a problem. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing that leads me when I sit down at the microphone, I'm like, oh, fuck, people aren't going to like this. People aren't going to think this is good, or they're not, or what do I do, or how? And that never was the case. I used to just fucking sit down and fire away and not even fucking think about it. But because I have become consumed by so much self-doubt in my personal life, it's bled over here into my professional life. If I don't think I'm good enough, if I think I've failed, then why would anybody want to hear me? If I think I'm on a downslope of this and not making it work anymore and nobody should care about it, then why should I convince people to care about it? And that's devastating to have that thought in your fucking brain, when in reality, there's also the part of me that is like, hey, fuck that. I'm fucking hysterical. I'm the fucking talent. And people listen for a goddamn reason. There are people who've listened for fucking 12 years. 13 years, 14 fucking years. People who saw me live 5 times. People who, there's a reason. There's a fucking reason. There's a listener named Lewis who sent me money. He was very kind. He sent me a PayPal thing, and then he sent me a 8-paragraph note basically saying that he knew who I was because he was very much like me, and explaining the issues that he went through and how he dealt with them. And I love it. I mean, I any advice, anybody who reaches out, anybody who takes any sort of time to care for me, it's the best. There's listener Michael in Boston who, I've apologized to him profusely because I don't answer his texts or whatever the fuck. And then he's just like, you don't ever have to worry about that. And we're very much alike, and Jesus Christ, I'll tell you, I'm glad for you. I hope we're not as much alike, and you're not a prisoner of your own fucking skull like I am half the goddamn time. And it's not that bad. All right. I cannot stress enough. I am not this fucking boo-hoo dumb fuck. I'm really not, but I'm trying to tell you realistically what my head is like these days. And I'm scrambling. I am fucking scrambling, trying to make sense of it for myself, and trying to right the ship, and just be funny, just be fucking funny. You know what I mean? Because again, it's not even like I haven't done anything. There's stuff to tell you about. Like I said, well, I'll just finish telling you about Thanksgiving. So I reached, Pat. He was alone. I said, come over. And we got there, I got there at like 2 p.m, and Dinner was in the oven. It was just, look, if anybody's listened to the show for any length of time, you know what Thanksgiving means to me. I don't know why. It was this holiday when well, fuck you. I know why. Not fuck you. Fuck me. I know why. And I've explained before, in the Smells Like Thursday episode, when I was a kid, and believe me, this is some bullshit that I've thought about over and over too. I tell you stories about what happened when I was a kid, and they're funny, Mr. Magic and all that shit, and all sorts of nonsense. But if you sit and you think about it, man, it was fucked. and I'm coming to that realization now, and I'm becoming resentful about some things. Whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. So that also then rears its ugly head when I try to think. But the reason Thanksgiving was so important to me was because it was one of the few times in being a kid that I knew my day was going to have love in it. And love to me meant food and my family and my aunt and a nice house. We would get up from our 3 people in a bedroom where we lived, and we would get ready and we'd go to my aunt's house, and it would just be, you'd walk in and it was warm. First of all, the warmth of the house, and their Christmas tree was already up, and my cousins they were happy to see us, and the food was cooking. It smelled amazing, and my aunt was there, and then other people would come, and it was just this huge outpouring of love and camaraderie, and I was thirsting for it. Again, I didn't know it then, okay, but as I'm older, I look back and I realized I was a dried out fucking husk, a sponge, most of the year for that kind of thing. And then when I would show up on Thanksgiving, I would soak it all up and in. It was important to me because I felt loved and I felt normal. And I think I verbalized that in the Smells Like Thursday episode when I went to bed, and then I woke up, and the house was just, my wife wasn't even home and nothing was cooking, and it was like 3 p.m, and I was just like, what the fuck, man? This isn't even Thanksgiving. It's just fucking Thursday. It just smells like fucking Thursday around here. And look, did I make it funny? I did. And because it is funny, it was a funny, the way I told the story and all that stuff. But if you analyze it at its, and I've been doing a lot of this, sadly, it was fucked. It's fucked that should be that important to me. It's fucked that meant that much to me because I didn't have it. So I looked so forward to getting it, and then when I didn't get it, I reverted back to being a child. I was a child, and so Thanksgiving is a big deal to me, and so to have Pat come over and we went to Lenny's house, and I walked in, and it was warm, and it smelled like Thanksgiving, it smelled like family, it smelled like love, and I brought a ridiculous amount, way too much. Lenny made turkey, and he made rutabaga, which was the thing my mom used to make, mashed rutabaga. And mashed potatoes and gravy, and my niece made okra, stewed tomatoes and okra, and with the roasted carrots and stuffing, and just the list alone makes my heart sing. Because again, my food issues as well, and I've tied up everything into those, and so that means love to me, and so I always bring too much. It's like when I go to Pat's house to watch a movie, I'm like, hey, you want to bring a pizza or something? He's like, no, that's fine. And in my brain, I'm like, oh man, but I really want to bring a pizza. Like, that would show how I appreciated coming to your house to hang out and watch a movie. Wouldn't that be cool? But I don't say that because I don't want to involve everybody else in my fucking weirdness, I can't make him be happy the way that I'm happy. He's happy with me just coming over and watching a show. He doesn't need me bringing fucking 4 pizzas or whatever the fuck. I mean, I have in the past. That's funny. I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to grab a pizza. He's like, cool. And I'll bring like 2 pizzas that are giant. And he's like, why did you do this? And I'm like, because that's love to me in a box. I love being here, and I love that you had me here, and I love that we're hanging out. And so here's 2 giant pizzas. And here's another thing. Maybe it means we'll watch a couple more movies tonight. Maybe instead of just watching one movie, it's because there's pizza left, we'll be able to hang out and we'll heat some pizza up later. And I'll stay all night here with my friend. So I'm not alone, man. I don't know. Maybe that's why. So I brought, when I went to Lenny's house, there's a place called Little Jewel of New Orleans. And it's an authentic Cajun restaurant here in LA, downtown LA. And I got I was trying to decide, because look, I've decided, I've made arbitrary decisions in my life before. At one time, this is when I was working and writing on shows, I decided that a man needed to always have $100 on him at all times. You just needed $100 cash. And I did. I carried $100 cash in my wallet all the time, just in case. Now, I don't know if that was just in case I was robbed. I don't know. But I just made a decision that that's what men do. Men have to have $100 in cash on them at all times. Now, do I have any idea what men do? I don't. So that's why I'm willing to make these arbitrary decisions. Hey, men should have $100 worth of cash. Men should not wear hats. You thought I forgot about the fucking hat thing, didn't you? I like hats. I don't mind hats. I don't know. Hats are fine, I suppose. Baseball hats, and you know what? I don't like that taxi beanie, although I got one of those. I own like a black leather taxi beanie hat. Perhaps I'll wear that for you one day. Oh, don't you want that? Oh, that's what people want. Oh, Mike, would you go ahead and put a taxi beanie on for us? But preferably a black leather one? Sure. Came in handy in several acting roles here in Los Angeles when I needed to wear a hat to have a character to show lack of talent. Hey, man, are you a taxi driver? How could you tell? Well, your black leather taxi beanie told me. Well, of course, it couldn't have been my pleading eyes or my desperation behind the wheel. Clearly, it was the hat that indicated to you that I was a taxi driver. I'm hired. So I decided men needed $100 at all times. Well, now I've made another arbitrary decision for men. And here's what it is. I decided that for holiday meals, there needs to be a pasta course. Why? Who knows? Is my brother already making stuffing and potatoes? He is. Is he making a rutabaga, which is fairly fibrous, even though it's mashed? Of course he is. Is it starchy? It is. But do I want more starch? I do, God damn it. There needs to be a pasta course for every holiday meal. So I gave my brother a choice. I said, listen to me, what do you want? I'm going to... And also, here's another decision I made. I'm not going to cook this pasta course. Now, I will tell you this. I want to, and maybe in the future I will, because here's another thing I've done in this failure of a fucking life that I have. I have things, as I've told you, I have an Instant Pot. I've used it twice. I have an air fryer. It still has the plastic thing on the drawer. It sits on my counter unused, along with my bicycle and every other goddamn thing. And my buddy Dennis, he wrote me a note just yesterday. He's like, hey, man, it's been a month. Where's that video with the bike? And part of me thinks I'm just going to have to send it back. He's going to want it back, and he's going to want to give it to somebody else, and I totally get that. And it's my own fault. You know what I mean? So either that or I could pay him for the bike, I guess, and then it's mine, and I don't have to fucking get yelled at, even though he's not really yelling at me. But I'm humiliated already that I haven't done it, but I'm also embarrassed I haven't done a show, so it's like, oh man, I haven't done a show, and I don't ride a bike, and I don't do this, and I know. I've covered this shit. This is why we're just resetting here. This is not a real episode. We're just resetting. I needed to get in front of a microphone and fucking do something. I needed to just talk, because that was another thing I kept telling myself. As you know, it's got to be the best episode you've ever done. Now it has to be a gigantic episode. It needs to be 5 hours. It needs to be fucking huge to make up for all the bullshit you've done. And in reality, no. That'll just ensure that it doesn't get done. So what it has to be is it has to be something. And if it's me kvetching here about over and over all the things I've done wrong, and I don't mean to do that, and I hope I haven't ruined anything for you, and perhaps I already have. I've wasted your day. I've wasted however long this is going to wind up being. But, so am I going to cook those things? I'm not. I have, like I said, I have an Instant Pot I haven't used but twice. I have an air fryer I haven't used at all. I have a toaster oven I've used occasionally. What else do I have? No, I had to look over. I got a Keurig, but that's only if I have like sleepover guests because I don't drink any fucking coffee. I might use it for hot chocolate because winter is coming or has arrived or whatever the fuck. What else? I have things and the bike. I get stuff I don't use. And like I said, Dan texted me and he's like, hey, it's been a month, man, and now I'm going to have to write him. And part of me thinks I'm going to have to do this show in a note, in an apology, and just go, listen, man, I have crushing apathy and anxiety, and I with a shot glass of depression, I suppose. I don't know. Again, I can't be diagnosed. I refuse to be diagnosed. I won't let it happen, man. I'm self-diagnosed, but it leads me to be inert and inactive, and if you want your bike back, you got it. You know what I mean? It's like I just can't, because I can't constantly, because I lied. I mean, I said, hey, man, I guarantee you I'll do it in a week, and then I didn't, because talking buys me time, because talk is cheap, words are cheap, and I got plenty of them, God damn it. So he's either going to want me to ship it to him, or does he want me to ship it to the person who he said, because he said he had like people who definitely wanted it if I didn't use it. So, I mean, I guess that's who I'll have to ship it to. Or part of me, like I said, is I can pay him, like I can give him half the money for the bike now and then half in like a month. I don't know. 'Cause then I got the bike and nobody can yell at me. Then I can just sit in my house and it's funny. People have made fun of me and said, hey, is it a clothes hanger yet? Hey, is it a extension of your closet? No, man. It sits in my living room and it's beautiful and it is sleek and it is everything I wanted and I haven't used it, and I'm sorry to you and to me and to everybody. I know. I'm not proud. I'm not happy about it. Does it have clothes hanging on it? No. Has it become, because there used to be the running joke about you buy a treadmill and it becomes just a version of your closet no, man, it's a bike. It's in my living room with the helmet and the pads I bought and every other thing, and I just haven't used it yet. And do I have every intention of doing so? Yes, but I also have intentions of doing this show every fucking week, which, this is the reset to catch me up on the time that I've missed, and it's coming out on a Tuesday, and I want there to be a show on Thursday so fucking desperately. And I have all these grandiose ideas of what if I did this and what if I did that, and then I don't do anything, and Jesus Christ, it fucking kills me. I wish I could express to you in a way that doesn't make you laugh at me how much it kills me to not do the things you want me to do, or the thing I'm supposed to do, or the thing I'm best at. I just hate myself for not doing it and not getting it done. And I hate myself that I leave myself to either open to ridicule by you guys or to genuinely worrying you and having you reach out to see if I'm okay. I don't want to worry anybody, man. Because again, I'm not going to hurt myself ever. That's another thing too. When people write me, there's always this thin patina of, Jesus Christ, are you okay? Like, are you going to, whenever they ask me if I'm okay, I always feel they think that I'm sharpening razors or, filling a tub and plugging in a toaster. And, look, I'm doing all of those things, but not with the intent of hurting myself. Certainly I'm sharpening razors, I'm plugging in a toaster, and I'm filling a bathtub. Actually, that's a lie. Of those three things, what do you think I'd be least likely to do? You're goddamn right, it's fill a bathtub. Fuck, sitting in a fucking human soup. Your own goddamn filth. Nobody likes a bath. But I'll plug in a toaster. I fucking love toast. I don't want to brag and I don't want to boast. That's our friend Haywood Banks. I'm ashamed that people think that they would reach out and when I think they're checking on me, I think they're checking to see if I'm, there's probably seeing if I'm just sad, but they're also like, hey, you're not gonna, jump off a fucking cliff or anything, are you? And it's like, look, that's never gonna happen. I am too much of a narcissist to ever want to kill myself. I mean, there's just that, there's just no way. I'm never gonna hurt myself. Never any of that. I'm not that far gone. It's nothing like that. If anything, what I do is I retreat into the things that I love. Like I retreat into watching movies and I retreat into reading books. It's less boo-hoo, nobody loves me, I wish I wasn't here, and more of a, hey man, what if I got to do all of the cool things I loved when I was a kid and I never had to talk to anybody or worry about anything? Or all the things I have to worry about, I just ignored them. I hid in my apartment, hid under the coats. And it's so weird. Because when I leave my apartment to go pick up a trough filled with Chinese food, or when I was going to the gym, or anything, just going outside, the feel of the wind in your hair. It was, I went on Thanksgiving. It was 74 degrees. And I walked outside and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, how beautiful is this right now? How beautiful is this? And why are you buried in your house? I saw a great analogy. Someone wrote about this on Twitter, and I thought about it. And I was like, you're goddamn right. They were saying, what a shame it is as a society that when we get on an airplane, everybody immediately shuts their window shades so people can watch computers and TV. They had an announcement on their plane where people were asked to please close their window shades so people could watch their TV or their devices. And I just, man, you're taking for granted the fact that you are sitting in a miracle. There are clouds outside you literally could look outside and look at the earth below you and the clouds and the sun and the miracle of this planet and life. And instead people are like, hey, close that fucking window, man. I'm watching Who's the Boss? You know what I mean? You still need to see Mr. Belvedere at 35,000 feet rather than the miracle of the heavens that you're surrounded by as you hurl through the stratosphere at top speed to go ignore people or do other things that probably aren't nearly as important. It's a fucking shame. So, and what the fuck do I know? I close my shade too and go to sleep. But if I'm not sleeping, I open my shade and I look outside. And I look down at the earth and I can't believe everything is so square. Why is everything so parceled in squares? That was really shocking. The first time I ever got on a plane. First time I was ever on a plane, I flew from Chicago to Los Angeles. It's when I left home. September 27th, 1986. It was my first plane ride ever. And I remember looking down and seeing that everything was in grids and square. Like, I guess I just thought, because when you're walking, there's just trees and streets and everything is sprawling. But from a plane, it's all so neatly arranged. It throws you the first time you see it. So I don't, whatever. I don't want people to think that there's going to be hurting. I'm not going to hurt myself or anything like that. If anything, I'm just going to hide. I'm going to watch Michael Clayton for the 15th time, or The Prestige for the 8th time, or watch Fight Club for the 50th time. Just Ocean's 11. I like to lose myself in brilliance. I like to find comfort in the things that I love. And, there's no person that I love right now. There's no person to spend a life with. So I spend a life with the things that I love, external things. Cooking shows and sports and movies and books and believe me, I love it. It's so funny. I always joke about, oh man, I got all my money tied up in the lottery. We'll see what happens. That's my retirement plan. And if, by some ridiculous miracle, you wind up winning the lottery, what would you do? And I'm like, well, I would travel, but also I would buy a really nice house and probably Howard Hughes the fuck out of it. I would probably just be the I've said before, there's no greater gift in the world than being paid for the privilege of being yourself. When you get paid to be yourself, like you guys are kind enough on Patreon and stuff like that, sending me money just to be myself is it's the greatest gift you'll ever receive. Because you don't have to be fake or phony, and you don't have to try anything, extend yourself in some weird way where you're like tap dancing as fast as you can. I'm so unbelievably grateful that anybody gives me dime fucking one to be me. It's a crazy thing, but also there's something to be said for if you were to have all of the money in the world and you just got to do what you wanted and if what you wanted to do was nothing. And I feel that there's still some sort of problem with that. Like, I'm going to have to talk to a therapist about that. But honestly, people were like, oh man, what would you do? And I'm like, I'd love to travel. There's places I haven't been. I've never been to Europe. There's places I want to go. I want to see castles that have been around since the fucking 1800s. And I want to walk on cobblestone streets. And I want to eat meat pies under Sweeney Todd's fucking shop. And I want to go to Germany and Ireland, and I want to go all over the goddamn place, man. I do. And then I don't also, I also don't want to go anywhere ever. Ever. I just want to watch shows and read about baseball and read books and hide from the fucking world. It's such, I've talked about wanting to be a spy, and I still have that in me. I love, like right now I'm recording this and all of my blinds are closed and it's dark in my apartment. And pretty soon people are going to start milling about outside and they can't hear me. They don't know that I'm awake. You know what I love? I love like 2, 3, 4 in the morning when I hear somebody outside or walking around and they don't know that I'm, my lights are out or whatever, and they don't know that I'm listening or that I can hear them. I love being a spy. God damn it. It's so strange. So I've decided that there needs to be a pasta course for every holiday meal. I don't know why I've decided this, but I have. So I asked Lenny. I gave him a choice. I said, look, man, I could go, because like I said, I don't want to cook anything. Part of me wants to cook stuff, but part of me is just like, are you fucking insane? Like I made meatballs 2 years ago to bring to Lenny's for Thanksgiving, and I dried them out. And I was so fucking bummed. I was so bummed. It's a fantastic recipe, amazing tomato sauce. And I dried them out. I was so mad at myself. God damn it, I was furious. Because, I don't do it nearly enough. So then when I do make the effort, and it's a lot, it's a lot of effort, man. There's pork and fucking veal and there's all sorts of stuff. And then I fuck them up, and then you're just like, God damn it. You know what I mean? And it's another thing that'll knock your dick in the dirt where you're just like, now I make an effort and I fuck it up, and look at this, and they're going to judge me, and they're going to probably not want me to do this again. It is so fucking exhausting. So I gave Lenny the choice. I'm like, all right, buddy. I said, I'm going to go get a tray of spaghetti and meatballs from Maggiano's. Or there's a place in downtown where I can get Cajun crawfish macaroni and cheese with shrimp and andouille sausage. And he looked at me like I was insane. Like I was insane that I would even present a choice. And he looks at me and he goes, are you serious? I go, yeah, you got to tell me which one. And he goes, yeah, the fucking macaroni and cheese, like instantly. And I go, okay. I just want to make sure. And so I called them up, and this is a fucking dance. They have a thing on their site. They're like, hey, yeah, they're a great menu. And then like, hey, we also do catering. So contact us about catering. So, Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. So I get a hold of them on a Saturday. I'm like, hey, I just need to know, I was on the website and it says you do catering. So what I just want to get a tray of macaroni and cheese. And they're like, and the guy's like, oh, okay, well, that's no problem. What are you looking for? And I says, well, I just need a tray. Like, what do you guys do? He goes, well, we don't usually do it like that. We, we'll do is we'll make a tray and we'll give you heating instructions and you'll just take it home. You'll be able to cook it. I go, oh, okay. Well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I go, when should I order it? He goes, well, we're closed on Thursday. I says, great. Wednesday? He goes, and I said, I want to get it in ahead of time. And he goes, well, do us a favor. He goes, we're closed Monday, but send us an email on Monday because Tuesday will be too late. He goes, but if you email us on Monday, we'll have it, and then it'll be ready for you on Wednesday. What time did you want to come? And I go, let me figure it out, and I'll let you know. So I did a little thinking, I was like, all right, we do this, go here, do that. So Sunday, I said, you know what, I'm going to call them because look, the last fucking thing I want to do is send an email, and then it doesn't go through, and then Wednesday you show up, and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Fuck that. So I want to talk to a human being, right? So I call up on Sunday. And I get a different person on the phone. I said, hi, I called yesterday. I wanted to talk about getting a tray of macaroni and cheese this week on Wednesday. And they said, oh, well, we don't really do that. I said, okay. Well, I did call yesterday, and I spoke to somebody, and they said, you have catering on your website. And they said, yeah, well, catering, you would have to get a whole meal. It's not just, we don't just do a one individual side. I said, okay. And now, and again, this is what I say when I say I had no rage. Like in the old days, I would have taken a flamethrower to that phone call. But instead, I I did this thing. Here's what I did, folks. I actually thought. Like I used my head and I went, oh, okay. And I didn't get mad. And I went, well, listen, I did speak to somebody yesterday and they told me that you guys, you'll do a tray of macaroni and cheese and that you'll give me heating instructions and I can pick it up on Wednesday at some point. They said, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Because here's the thing, individual mac and cheeses are $16 or $15. Okay. And they have a regular just crawfish mac and cheese. And then they have crawfish mac and cheese with shrimp and andouille sausage, as I mentioned, which is, if you're getting it, get the Cadillac. I'm not settling for the Buick macaroni and cheese. I want a fucking Cadillac, God damn it. But in this instance, I'm getting nothing because she's telling me they don't do it. I said, okay. I said, she goes, what you'd probably have to do, because here's the thing, when you do catering, you got to get a whole full meal. And also, it's a minimum 10 orders. And I went, what? She said, it's a minimum 10 orders of the mac and cheese. I said, so wait a minute. So it's a minimum $160 just for the mac and cheese. But I also have to buy a whole meal around it. She goes, that's what catering is. Yeah, that's how we handle it. I go, all right. I go, can I just buy 5 individual macaroni and cheeses? She goes, pardon me? I said, yeah, what if I just bought 5 individual macaroni and cheeses? Like, how much is that going to run me? She goes, well, I don't know if we would do that because you said you want it for Thursday. And I said, yeah, but I'd pick it up Wednesday. I'll just put it in my fridge. She said, huh. I don't think we do that because, like I said, there has to be a 10 order minimum. Let me check. And she puts me on hold. And again, like I said, in the old days, I would have just, because this lives inside me still. I would have been like, well, all right, well, if you don't want my money, I'm happy to walk away. I don't need to buy $100 worth of noodles, folks. You know what I mean? I could fucking split. And also Maggiano's, the siren song of Maggiano's is calling me with their $60 tray of spaghetti and meatballs. I'm not trying to change the fucking world here. I mean, I talked to a guy the fucking day before, right? But I didn't get this mad on the phone because in my brain, I'm like, well, this is going to get fixed. Or if it doesn't get fixed, you know what? I'll just get spaghetti. I mean, it wasn't that important to me. And it's weird because in the old days, even as recently as a month ago or whatever, it flashes. It flashes. But it's sometimes things are devastatingly important to me. And what I don't like is talking to somebody on Saturday and everything's fine, and then you talk Sunday and it's a completely different thing. Like it's a whole new restaurant. Like they changed all the fucking rules. It's so weird. And so now I'm mad now as I tell you about it. But in the moment, I assure you, I was fucking completely zen about it. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, if they don't want my money, who fucking cares, right? She put me on hold, and she comes back and she's like, oh, she goes, well, here's what we can do. She goes, yeah, we can do the 5 orders. But you'd have to pick them up on Wednesday. I said, yeah, that's fine. I know you're closed Thursday. She goes, okay, well, what time did you want to come in? I said, I don't know, like 1 PM. She goes, great. I said, let me ask you this, because I'm getting 5 individual orders. She goes, well, let me ask you this. Did you want to get the crawfish? Because we also have deluxe crawfish, which also has shrimp and andouille sausage. I go, yes, absolutely. That's the one I want. I go, there's no question. I want the one with the shrimp and the andouille sausage. She's like, oh yeah, it's so good. You're really going to like it. I said, great. That's terrific. She goes, okay, so you need 5 individual orders of that. And then with the deluxe crawfish mac and cheese. I go, let me ask you this. Is there a way that you could put this in a tray for me? And she says, what do you mean? And I said, well, like, I don't need 5 individual orders. I'm bringing it to my family's house. And then we would present it in a way where, everybody could family style it. It's not everybody's going to get their own bowl of mac and cheese. And she goes, oh, yeah, we can do that. She goes, we'll do that. And then we'll just give you a directions sheet that tells you how to reheat it. And I mean, folks, I said that when that's the guy told me on Saturday. And then I told her I spoke to somebody yesterday, and they assured me that they would put it in a tray, and she's like, oh no, we don't do that. No, you got to get 10 orders. Okay. But all right, but they said they'd put it in a tray for me and give me like heating directions. Yeah, no, we don't. You got to buy a whole meal to do that. And then somehow she comes around to, oh yeah, of course we can do that. Like it was. I don't know if I Jedi mind tricked her or You know what it was? It was like the fucking scene in 5 Easy Pieces where he tries to get the sandwich. He's like, I just want toast. And she's like, well, we can't have any toast. He's like, just toast the bread. I want you to hold it between your knees. Like, that's what I felt like saying on the phone, but I was never mad. Like, I was never upset about it. It was kind of amusing and humorous to me that she somehow, like I said, when I say Jedi mind tricked, I don't even think it was me. I think she talked herself into doing what I wanted her to do. I don't know why she was so obstinate in the beginning of the call, and then it turned into, yeah, of course we do that. Oh, yeah, of course we'll put it in a tray, and then we'll give you, well, here's what we'll do. What if we gave you a sheet with instructions on how to reheat it? Oh, would you do that? All right. That sounds like a fantastic thing. I appreciate you. One, look at you coming up with solutions where there once were problems. I appreciate you stepping up for me, ma'am. Thank you. And I never got mad or I never got shitty with her on the phone. Like I never got, because normally, like I said, I would just go, okay, well, forget it. You don't want my $100, click, whatever the fuck. But instead, we talked it out. And so that was my plan to bring on Thanksgiving. And then unfortunately Wednesday I was tied up. So Lenny actually went downtown and picked it up, and he kept it in his fridge. And like I said, so I go over there on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and I walk in and it just smells so good. The whole house. Lenny's got a turkey going. There's appetizers out. Lenny made a homemade tzatziki with crackers. There was, I think I told you when I was a kid, we'd have celery stuffed with cream cheese and then buried in paprika. That was like a thing we had. And it said holidays. It wasn't anything we had normally. It was a holiday relish tray item. So those are out. Chicken and a biscuit crackers. Like all these things that I'm sure sound like white trash accoutrement. But for me, they are absolutely associated with the holidays and my childhood. And so to walk in and see the celery stuffed cream cheese with paprika and see chicken and a biscuit crackers and then like a relish tray with peppers and stuff to dunk into that homemade tzatziki. And then the football game was on and I hugged my nieces and, I had a soda and just my niece baked. She made a lemon meringue pie homemade. She had asked me like a month ago. She's like, what do you want? What would you want? I go, I don't, because I'm not Captain Dessert. You know what I mean? Whatever she makes she makes a Snickers pie. She makes amazing things. And from scratch, she's a baker. And so she said, well, what would you like? And I said, I don't, and we were talking and I said, you know what I would like, honestly? Because I watch a ton of baking shows, and I said, you know what I never get, and it's one of my favorite things in the world? Pear. And she goes, ooh. I said, yeah. I said, because it wouldn't be too sweet, just some kind of pear dessert, like a pear galette or a pear tart or a pear cake, anything. I go, and she's like, well, keep an eye out. If you see something that you like, go ahead and send it to me. And I said, all right, you know what, I'll do that. I go, so I did. I sent her like a pear cranberry pie. There was a pear cake I saw, like a pineapple upside down cake but with pears. And when I went to the house that day, she goes, look, I didn't make that pie. She goes, but I made a pear galette. And she took the foil off of it, and it was beautiful. It was like this scalloped crust, and the pear was fanned out, and it was so gorgeous, man. And like I said, she made a lemon meringue pie. She made there was a third dessert too. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. I didn't need it. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where like I had the pear galette, that was fine, and some lemon meringue. But that was homemade, and then I associate all of that with love. I associate all of that with being cared for. And the fact that Pat got to come over, and Pat is so good with his own kids, and so he fell right in with my nieces joking and being silly, and we all were, and we hung out and laughed and goofed around, and then it was time for dinner, and Pat loved it, and it was amazing, because also that's another indicator of love for me, is sharing these things. Like I said, when I bring pizza to his house or whatever, like it was very important to me that he liked the dinner. And I felt mad because he has a condition, like he has a thing where he can't eat seeds and nuts. And I forgot to tell Anna that when she was baking, but it turned out that she didn't make anything that had, nuts and stuff in it anyway. But I felt so awful when he told me, he reminded me, and I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't tell her. And he goes, well, don't worry about it, I'll find something. And I go, yeah, I know, but I should have I should have taken care to know this, and then I get angry at myself that I didn't think enough of my friend to remember that. And then he's like, why would you remember that? It's please give yourself a break. But I find myself more and more and more killing myself over the smallest things. And I recognize what that is. That's because you haven't taken care of the big things. So then you're mad at yourself because the little things that are totally within your control, if you screw those up, then you're just a complete fucking failure. And I know I'm not. I know. Okay. And also, look, man, I'm not going to apologize for this show, but I recognize that it isn't what you were hoping for or expecting. All right. Probably the 8th time I've said that during this broadcast, because I'm self-conscious about being late. I'm self-conscious about losing you and disappointing you. And I'm also not saying these things. You'll go, poor Mike, boo-hoo, we like this show. If you fucking hate it, you hate it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm committed to it, and this is my reset to show you, to kind of give you a peek into what's been going on in my head. And I know I do this every show, and I can assure you this: the next show I do will not be this crazy brain matter torn asunder, hey, what the fuck is wrong with Mike show. Because I'm as bored of them as you are. I'm extremely bored not being me, or not being who I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? Just this thing where I'm extremely bored killing myself over this stuff. I don't like it, and I don't like sharing it with you. But you know, I'm trying to just fucking exercise this demon for once and for all right now, so I can move past it and talk about other fucking cool things, and get mad about fucking, you know, shows and movies and fucking whatever, and then also try to build a life that I can be proud of telling you about again. That would be pretty fucking cool. So Pat came over and we hung out, and it was just fantastic. It was the absolute best. And then Pat had to split, and then I hung out. It was that, you know, and you know, also this is, everybody knows this, you know, you're there, you have your dessert, and then we hung out, and then, you know, 2.5 hours later you heat up leftovers or you make a turkey sandwich. I love that. This weird camaraderie feeling of just, hey man, help yourself. Hey, everything here is yours, it's ours, it's everybody's. Just enjoy it. I cherished not being alone that day. And look, I'm not alone in the sense of, boo-hoo, I'm sad, because I like being alone. But that day I could not be alone. I watched a movie. Lenny and I hung out, we watched a movie. I made him watch a movie. My trainer had told me about it, a movie called Den of Thieves, starring Gerard Butler. And when I watched it by myself at my house, and I was shocked because Gerard Butler looks like my brother. He even acts like Lenny. Like he touches his face like Lenny. He does these, he's just a fucking, not like he's a jagoff. Lenny's not really a jagoff, but he's just charismatic and you like him, but he's also a fucking bad guy. He's just a bad cop and whatever. But we were sitting there and I go, hey, look, would you watch a movie? And he's like, yeah. And so we threw it on. And here's the thing is I showed a picture of Gerard Butler from it to my nieces. And I said, hey, who's this look like? And they go, it looks like you and your brothers. He go, actually looks like Dad. I said, okay, good. As long as you know I'm not nuts. I go, but his forehead, right? His forehead and his face. And they go, oh, yeah. And I said, okay, look, he's in a movie. And I literally, when I watched it at my house, I had to get up from the couch and move her to a chair so I could see a different angle to make sure I wasn't insane. He just had mannerisms and stuff. And he generally just walked around and did things. It was great. It was wild. So I made them watch it. And it's funny. I'll say sometimes, oh, this person looks like that person. And I'm, you know, I think I'm pretty good at it. I've been told, whatever. Mex is an artist and Mex sees people's real face shapes or whatever. He's like, no, man, you're not even close. Not even close. And that's frustrating sometimes. So it was nice to have somebody see what I was talking about. And then we watched, you know, there's an opening scene where he has to break into his own house. And just to see my nieces like reach out and grab each other's arm and be like, oh my God, no. They're like, Dad, oh my God, that's so you. And I felt incredibly justified. And then we watched the whole movie and it was totally fun. And I felt great. And I had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And I actually, in my brain, I'm like, you know what? I should go home and record after this. Well, when I get out of here. And I got home at like 1 in the morning or 1:30. And I'm not even joking. I was like, well, you've waited this long. And, also people don't want to hear about your fucking Thanksgiving because they all had Thanksgiving too. What are you going to do? Just run down your menu? Jesus Christ. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run down my menu and tell you who I saw and what I did. And I've built a career on sharing my experiences with you. And I don't know why I have all of a sudden decided that none of my experiences are worth sharing. It is a phenomenon that I cannot explain. I do not know why I have somehow, for some reason, talked myself out of being interesting. It's crazy. It is so fucking bizarre to me that, and I know it's just, like I said, it's being my age, and it's like I said, hey man, I got no insurance and taxes, and it's real life grown up adult stuff, and the walls are kind of closing in a little bit. You know what I mean? And so I see those things happening, and I don't know exactly what's going to take place. And I find myself in you've heard of fight or flight mode? I was in fight mode for almost 50 years. I would say I was in fight mode for over 50 years, and now I've been in flight mode for 2. Since the pandemic started, I've just run away from life. I've run away from taking responsibility for myself and what I look like and how I feel, and I've abdicated any sort of discipline or control and just went, fuck it. And I've told you this on other shows. I'm not telling you anything I haven't told you already. And I'm not looking for any sort of sympathy or empathy, because I know you guys have all of your own issues and all of your own problems. I know people, whether you're sick or somebody you know is sick, or your family is sick, or you're having job problems, or you've got to go back. I will say this too. I find myself overwhelmed by those things. There's a listener whose father just passed away. Another listener who found themselves kind of teetering on the precipice and not sure if they were going to, get through another month. And I've had listeners reach out to me, and they have family issues. They have these other, and I do what I can to talk to them or to tell them it's going to be okay, or, because you want to make sure people know that they're cared for. You want to make sure that people know they're not just shouting out into a void. And these are people who have spent years of their lives being kind to me. So the least I can do is return the favor when the opportunity presents itself. And look, would they also be happier if I was doing a show every week? Probably. I can't lie that I've disappointed people who are hoping to hear this show every week, and I was there. I was a constant in a lot of people's lives for a decade, and I've backslid, and it embarrasses me, and it leaves me wanting. And I've apologized, and talk is cheap, and I've given you words that meant nothing. Like I said, my friend Ken reached out over the weekend, and I said, oh, tomorrow for sure. And now here we are 3 days later. And, it just feels terrible. I don't mean to be this way, and I would love to fix it. And like I've said in the beginning of this, I've always been able to rage through these sorts of things. I've always been able to get mad and just fucking put my head down and be a shark and just fucking rampage it. You know what I mean? Whether it was at the last fucking minute or not, I was able to go ahead and go, you know what? Fuck this. I'm doing this. And my car won't turn over. It's a whole lot of I'm ready to get in the race. and the times when I'm ready to do it, I turn the key and there's nothing there. There's nothing inside me. There's no urgency. There's no rage. It's just, it's resignation. I'm filled with shrugs. And I don't know how to combat that. I don't know. I'm trying. Now, am I going to have to get help? Probably. I would think so. But you know, like I said, I'd love to go see somebody or talk to somebody, but again, that's going to cost money. And again, I don't have any insurance. I don't know what's going to happen with the taxes. I don't know what's I don't even, you know, I gotta ship a bike back to a guy. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck is happening. You know, and then I hear you out there now. You're just like, oh, you won't get therapy, but you bought $100 worth of fucking noodles. Yeah, I know. All right, I don't make the best decisions in the fucking world. But also in the old days, like, that shit wouldn't have bothered me. I wouldn't give a fuck that you felt that way or you judged me or you thought that way or and also you probably didn't judge me. Nobody out there judged me. Did I judge myself with that? Maybe. Was I projecting? Possibly. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. All I know is people are so nice. Like a listener named Cindy reached out and she's like, hey, are you, like, what's going on? Are you all right? And she was reaching out because she sent me a fucking package last year to my P.O. box, and it just got sent back to her house like 9 months later. I never received it, and I'm like, because again, the post office is all fucked up. We know this, right? So she and I actually talked. No, we didn't talk. We talked online one night, just back and forth about her life and her job. You know, because I see stuff on Facebook, and we just touched base, and then we both were kind of bewildered about the state of the world for a while. You know, wondering why it is the way it is, and you know, I wonder why I am the way I am, and I've done a lot of that. Like I've tried to analyze and figure a ton of stuff out. You know, am I good at it anymore? No. Am I trying? Yeah. You have to try to understand. So November 1st was supposed to be the relaunch, the reboot. And, you know, it was a Monday. It was first of the month. I was like, you can't argue with that. And then, what did I do? Well, I got to the gym and no chocolate and no chips and no garbage. And I lifted hard. I could only lift 3 days a week because, again, John, well, I mean, look, with John, I mean, I could lift on my own if I wanted, but I did cardio, and I did cardio at the gym that I go to with John, and then I also went to the gym by my house that I'm a member of, which I got to be honest with you, man, that sucked, because my gym that I go to with John, everybody's been tested, everybody's been vaccinated, so I don't sweat it. I just go there and I work out. But my gym by my house has a rule. The first day I went to go do cardio, I jump on the machine and I took my mask off and I'm running and nobody said anything. And then the next day I walked in and I forgot my mask. I was holding it in my hand. I do that a lot. I'll walk with my mask all the way to the door and then I'll put it on right when I go into a place, because in LA, you got to wear a mask. You just have to. And that's fine. So I forgot to, and I walked in and the guy goes, oh man, sir, you got to have a mask on when you're, I go, oh Jesus, I got it right here. I forgot. And I put it on and, you know, you scanned my whatever few fucking code, and I went and found a treadmill and I got on it and I started to run, and took my mask off and I put my earbuds in, and I was running for about 90 seconds and the guy from the desk comes walking over and he goes, he points at me and he goes, sir, and I have my earbuds in and he points it into a mask. I go, what's up? And he goes, you got to put your mask on. I go, even when I'm working out? He goes, yeah, you do. It's just the rules. And I said, all right. So I put it on. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to be a dick. All right. I'm not trying to I know the rules apply to everybody and whatever the fuck. That's fine. I didn't think the rules didn't apply to me. But the day before I had come in there and I was running and nobody said anything when I took my mask off. But these guys were on top of it. And again, I get it and I understand it and that's fine. But I'll tell you what, I'm on the treadmill and I'm running and by run, I'm not really running, but I'm walking at a pretty good clip, and I'm start pouring sweat and it soaks my fucking mask. So now I got sweat all over my face. My mask is sweaty and I'm sweating. Look, I'm sweating inside the mask, which is one thing. But what's worse is like my sweat is running off of my forehead and my cheeks and it's soaking my fucking mask. So my mask is you could wring by the time I was done, I did 2 miles. And by the time I was done, you could wring my mask out. And by the way, yes, I know 2 miles isn't a big deal, but here's the way it worked. The first week, I did 1 mile a day. I went and lifted and did 1 mile in addition to lifting. But then on the days I didn't lift, I went to the gym and I did a mile of cardio. No chocolate. I went shopping. I bought like ham and cheese. I bought eggs. I bought yogurt. I bought vegetables and shit to have in my house. If real food. So then the second week, I bumped it up to 2 miles a day. And I felt pretty goddamn good. I was splitting it when I went to lift. I'd go to a mile before we lifted. I'd lift hard for like 90 minutes. And then I did the other mile before I split. And I started to feel fucking great. I was sore, but I had calluses getting developed on my hands again. I just felt I'm so much better when I'm doing that. And I know it. You know what I mean? And it gives me purpose. It gives me a purpose to get up in the fucking morning and go do this. And like I said, the whole plan was the relaunch. That was everything was going to be fixed. Not fixed, but it was a good way to get started. And then, I worked out hard with John, and this was on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I forget. It was the second week. Might have been Wednesday. And I worked out, and I went that night with my friend Pat. We went to a movie in Woodland Hills. And I don't know if you know this. Have you ever seen Rocky IV? All right, so Rocky IV is it's a movie where Rocky, played by Sylvester Stallone, if you don't know who the character is, he's fighting a big Russian guy named Drago. All right. So Pat, he had texted me like about a month and a half ago, and he's like, dude, Stallone recut Rocky IV. They're putting it in a theater for one night only. Would you want to go? I said, fuck yes. So he's like, dude, you got to watch Rocky IV. You got to watch it before we go. I said, yeah, no problem. And every day he would text me, be like, you got to watch it. I watched it. You got to watch it. And I'm like, yeah. But what I like to do is I like the day we're going on a Thursday night, okay, to go see this thing, which is great. So what I usually would do is on Thursday morning, I would watch it so it's as fresh in my mind as it possibly can be. I don't want to watch it a week before and forget. And I'll never forget, I know, but I like to do it that way where I put them together, okay? So he kept texting me. So finally that week, Tuesday, I was in my house and I was like, fuck it, I'll watch Rocky IV. So I threw on Rocky IV. And if you haven't seen it in a while, here's the thing. I remember it was a punchline because I remember there was a robot that hung out with Paulie. And I remember at the end when Stallone solves the Cold War. He ends the Cold War by winning a fight. Now, he doesn't win in a fight. Well, spoiler alert, whatever the fuck. He wins a fucking fight. I mean, it's Rocky. What the fuck? So he ended the Cold War, and it was just this huge, ridiculous punchline that all the people in Russia were chanting Rocky's name. This is in 1985. Never in a million fucking years. They hated us as much as we hated them. Now we know that we only hated them because our leaders told us to hate each other, whatever the fuck. So I watched it, and look, is the robot stupid? It is. Are there 3 separate minimum 4-minute montages that are all music? Yes. One with Robert Tepper's There's No Easy Way Out, one with James Brown's Living in America, and one with Burning Heart by Survivor. Literally all 3 songs play in their entirety at 3 separate times in the movie for montages. And the movie itself is only like an hour and 35 minutes. It's super lean, and it starts out where, Drago's going to come to America, and then Apollo's going to fight Drago, and then Rocky's going to fight Drago in Russia, and then credits. Like, I mean, it literally flies that quickly. So I watched the original Rocky IV, like I said, remembering it was a punchline, remembering it was stupid because of the Cold War thing and the robot. And I got to be honest, I liked it more than I thought I would. I actually found myself going, you know what? I'm not mad at this. Like, it made me want to watch all the Rockies in a row. And were the stupid things still stupid? Yes. But I was like, you know what? The fact that it's 90 minutes, it's lean. It works for it. There's no real fat here. Now, are there things you could change? Clearly, there are things you could change. But I think Stallone's good in it. I think Talia Shire does a good job. I think Burt Young does a good job, even though he's terrible as Paulie because you hate Paulie. Drago, Brigitte Nielsen does a decent job. She has one really good scene. Apollo's fucking Apollo. I'm like, you know what? I'm on board with this. Even at 90 minutes, I thought that really worked in its favor because it didn't give him time to jerk off. You know what I mean? Where you can do a bunch of dumb things. So I texted Pat and I'm like, dude, I actually liked this movie a lot more than I remembered. He goes, so did I. And I'm like, what? And it turns out we both felt the same way. So then we were really excited to go for the movie. So we get to the theater. I went by his house and it was packed, fucking packed house theater. Now I've been to some movies since everything's gotten kind of back to normal. There's never been more than 15 people in a movie theater. It's just something where people just aren't going to the movies. They're just avoiding it, and which is fine with me. I don't give a fuck because I'm there and I'm happy. But this one was completely packed, not an empty seat. And beforehand, there was a closed circuit, like Q&A with Stallone, and he was in Philadelphia in front of a live audience, and they asked him questions, and they're like, "Hey, what's up with the robot?" And he's like, "It's gone." They're like, "What?" He's like, yeah. He goes, I watched this movie a couple of years ago or whatever. And he's like, you know what? I did this wrong. I did Talia Shire's character wrong. And I think she and Rocky needed to be, I wanted to retell this story the way I wanted to tell it. He goes, man, it was the 80s. All right. You did montages. You did things. They were supposed to be comic relief. He goes, all of those things factored into my decisions. He goes, but now seeing it, I've grown, I've matured, and I think I could make it better. And I hope you think I did. And they asked him questions about, what's next? Will there be others? Whatever, all that stuff. But it was fun. It was a Q&A. They start the movie. And I will tell you this, the movie comes in again right around, they might have added like 8 minutes of footage. But in reality, he added like 30 minutes of footage and he took out like 30 minutes of footage. And the robot is completely gone. And so we watch it, and the whole crowd's there. We're cheering. Everybody's kind of clapping. It was really fun. But dudes, he actually made it better. Like, you wouldn't think he would or could, but he did. He made it fucking better. Because he made Drago kind of more of a real character. Even by only giving him another, 5 minutes of screen time, you can see that he's looking at Rocky kind of with respect, but he's also jealous of what Rocky has in America. And he's in Russia knowing that he's a badass, but he has to work for the Politburo and the fucking, Gorbachev and all those dudes, all this stuff. And also there's a scene that, are the people still chanting Rocky? They are. But there is a scene that was ludicrous, that makes no fucking sense in the original, and it's gone. He whacked it. He knew. The robot's gone, everything. It was fucking great. I was really shocked. And it's streaming on Amazon. I would recommend you watch them back to back. I would recommend, you don't have to fucking watch them back to back and have a crazy 3-hour Rocky marathon with the same movie. But if you watch them consecutive days, you'll see the difference and you'll be like, oh man, he made great choices here. And he did. I'm shocked by it. Believe me, I'm endlessly shocked. Which I shouldn't be, because I loved the original Rocky. I love Rocky 2. I love Rocky 3. I love First Blood. I love Rambo. But also, Rocky Balboa was fucking gorgeous. The new Rambo movies were great. And exactly what I wanted them to be. And this movie, he did a really good job. So we hung out. It was a great time. And then I had to be up early to go back to the gym in the morning. And I drove home from Pat's place and I get to my house and it's like 10:30 at night and I get a text and it's from John, my trainer. And he goes, hey man, I said, what's up? 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow? And he goes, well, gonna have to pass. I said, what's up? And he goes, I got COVID. I said, what? Because he's vaccinated. Both shots. And he goes, yeah. And his girlfriend is she works in an urgent care or something, and she's also vaccinated, but she got it. She gave it to him. So he's like, yeah, so you're going to have to go get tested, man. I'm really sorry. Now, I'll tell you, I have made it through this entire pandemic without coming close. I haven't had to test once, and I was so glad because when I saw those fucking swabs, you had to jam up your fucking nose. I was like, dude, that is not for me. I got no interest. That is fucking awful. So I did my best to avoid it. And also, as you know, the disease is not kind to fat guys. So not having insurance and also being a fat guy who didn't want to get intubated, I was very careful. I did my best to not put myself in a compromising situation. and that included canceling a flight to Aspen. Like I was very cautious, and I followed the science, and I felt good about it. And it just, in a fluke, because again, I've had my shot, and he's vaccinated, and he gets it from his girl, and he's like, I'm sorry, you got to get tested. Well, it's 11 o'clock by my house, 11 o'clock p.m., and I don't even know, I don't know what you're supposed to do, where to go. So, I've had friends who've done the testing, so I texted Pat. I went, hey, I said, what is my play here? I said, is there anywhere open 24 hours or whatever? He goes, no. He goes, just get one of those at-home tests. I said, are those reliable? He goes, well, yeah, they sell them. You should probably just try it. So I got on the phone. I called the Walgreens by my house. They were out of them. I called the Walgreens up on Van Nuys Boulevard, out of them. I called 4 different Walgreens, and all of them were out of them. And I'm like, and they didn't know when they'd get them back in. So now I'm panicked because it's like 11:35 at night, and then I gotta look. I like Walgreens. I don't like CVS and these other fucking joints. But there are Rite Aids near my house. So I called a Rite Aid, and the woman who answered, I said, hey, I'm looking for an at-home test. She goes, when would you need it? I said, right away. She goes, when would you be coming to get it? Like, oh, no, there's some third degree. And I'm like, right away. She goes, okay, if you're coming right away, then yes, we have one. I said, ooh, it's that rough? She goes, yeah. She goes, you need to come right now if you want it. I'll hold one behind the counter if I can. I said, okay, great. So I hopped in the car and I hustled over. And she was a lovely woman at the front. And I walked over and I go, hi, I just called. She goes, okay. She goes, when you called, we had 4 left. And 2 people have bought them since you called. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. She goes, no. She goes, we get them. She goes, we might get 20 or 25 in a delivery, and they're gone by the end of the day. And then we might get one the next day, or we might get them in 3 days. We just don't know. I go, so she goes, we had 4. When you called, we have 2 left. She goes, but I held yours here behind the counter just in case. That's $30. And I mean, and it was so awesome that she would even do that she would think of me and hold it. That's why she was like, are you coming? If you're coming right now. And I was, yes, I'm absolutely coming right now. But to know that, I mean, because it took me 5 minutes to get there, and they sold 2 in the time before I got there because I guess people need them. I guess, there's a demand, as there should be, I suppose. So I was bummed because, again, I got home, and then I don't know if you've done the at-home test, but it comes with swabs and a vial of juice and then what looks like a pregnancy test thing and a test tube. It's fucking nonsense. I mean, it's just, what is this? What has this globe come to? What has happened to us, folks, that this is what we're doing? At-home testing for bullshit. What a fucking mess. God damn it, doctors, save us from ourselves. So I got the swab. And also, the only thing I've read, man, is how deeply you have to go into your sinus cavity to fucking make this thing work. And so I'm like, oh man, but I didn't want to fuck it up. I didn't know what to do, but I didn't want to fuck it up. And it's midnight. I got nobody to turn to or talk to. So I was like, all right. So I have to put an app on my phone, and you got to go through a thing where you give them your address and your name, because then if it turns out that you have it, I'm sure they got to quarantine you. They want all your info, which is fine. I get it. But I download the app, and there's this thing, and they're like, break this out and open this tube and do this and take the swab, don't touch it, and put it in your nose. And I jammed this swab like I was tickling brainstem, and I drew instant tears, like tears are flowing out of my face, and I'm still, because you got to spend, I think it's 15 seconds going around and around inside your fucking sinuses, and I'm twisting it and rolling it and twisting it, and I'm tearing up and crying, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then I know I got to do the next fucking nostril or whatever the fuck, so I put that one in the juice container, I pull out the other swab, I do the other nose, I'm doing the swab and the move and the run, and the 15 seconds there's a timer, and then it makes this loud, obnoxious noise, and so I put it in there, and then you got to set it in this tray, and you're looking for a plus sign or a minus sign. It's got to be purple. And here's the thing that they do. They don't tell you what it means. You have to follow along on the app, and it says, what are you seeing on the screen? Are you seeing a purple plus sign? Are you seeing a faint red line? And I said, no, a purple plus sign. And they're like, so that I'm terrified because a plus, as you know, in most math, in most countries, that means positive. So they go, what do you see a plus sign? Yes. Do you see a thin red line? And I'm like, no. And they said, okay, so please be sure you don't see any trace of a thin red line. If all you see is a purple plus, press here, all the whatever the fuck. And then I do it, and then the screen pops, bling, and it's green. And it says, you are negative. You must do this test again in 24 hours so we know what's going on, but please don't touch anything, throw away what you used, and be ready to do the test again in 24 hours. And man, because I will tell you this, I had trained that day. I'd been in the gym with John and all this stuff. And then I went to a fucking theater. I was in a packed house movie theater with my mask off eating popcorn. And I was mortified thinking that if I was positive, let alone my friend Pat, who's sitting next to me, but am I going to be a super spreader guy? Am I the guy who took down? Am I the patient zero in Contagion? Am I the monkey from Outbreak? Let me ask you this, folks. Am I the goddamn monkey from Outbreak? Sitting in a packed house theater, yelling and screaming and cheering for a movie that I've seen. And then I'm like, oh man, if I'm sick and then I got a whole theater sick because I'm watching some movie from fucking 1985, what is wrong with me, man? And I am just so fucking tired of having to worry about that kind of stuff. I got to be honest. I'm following the science. I'm doing what is necessary. But for you to tell me that I have to wear a mask to walk into a fucking restaurant, and then when I sit down and get a glass of water, I can take the mask off for the whole meal? Because why? Because germs, they don't want to interfere with my appetizers? Like, what the fuck is that? But I'm not going to question it. I do what I can to make other people feel as comfortable as they possibly can, and I want to stay safe. But I think we can all admit that it's pretty fucking bananas now. It just gets under your skin. Because we're all fatigued. We're all exhausted by it. It's been almost 2 years now. It's rough. And now if I got to be jamming shit up my nose all the fucking time. So anyway, I do that. And Pat and I were supposed to go see a concert. We were supposed to go see Lou Graham. And I texted him. I was like, look, I don't know how you want to handle this. He goes, if you're negative, I don't mind going. I'm fine. I'm negative. I said, all right, cool. So the next day I go to his place and I walked in and I talked to them and I go, oh man, I took that. They go, and Pilar's like, you took the test? I said, yeah. I said, but my nose still hurts. They go, why? I said, oh my God, I was crying. I put that fucking swab all the way up into my fucking head. And I said, I could almost feel it in my eye socket. Pilar goes, you don't have to do that. I said, what are you talking about? I read, everything I've read says that they got to get really deep in there. And she goes, yeah, in the beginning when they first invented the test, that was what they had to do. That's why they used the super long swabs. She goes, but now these have become so effective, they know what they're looking for. So that's why they give you that little swab, because you only have to do the inside of your nose. You don't have to go up into your sinus cavity. And I said, well, I sure wish you would have told me that before, even though it's not their job. But I was all fucked up, man. So for like a week, my nose hurt. But more importantly, I was fine. I tested that night and I was negative. So I was negative. I was fine. But John was not. John was positive, and John is my trainer, and November was predicated on getting back into the gym and working out hard. And look, man, I'm a lazy person who doesn't like to do those things by himself. But if I have rage and fury, then I can force myself to go, fuck this, let's do this, man, let's fucking do it. But that rage has been extinguished and that fury is gone for the time being. I can hopefully gin it up, bring it back, I don't know. But as I said, November, November 1st, we were turning it all around. We were going to reopen the little Schmitty page and the Fit Brigade, and I had all the best laid plans and grandiose ideas, and the first 2 weeks I did good work. I didn't meet my obligation of having a podcast to you in a week, but I went and lifted, and I I felt like, again, I was re-entering society and feeling good about it, lifting hard and running and feeling good and going to, like I said, movies, and felt a small glint of normality. And then John got sick, and he's like, hey, I still want you to do cardio, and, you should get on the bike, but text with me and let me know what's going on. And in my brain, I was like, yeah, fuck all that. That's not happening. The whole point is to lift and work out and do it with you. And also, look, man, I didn't need... You don't need to give me a reason to say, I don't need to do this, right? You don't need to give me a reason to pass up bettering myself, sadly. You give me the opportunity to say no. You give me the opportunity to choose... it's funny, you choose life, those shirts. My shirt would be choose still life. If you're telling me that I don't need to get up early and go to the gym, and I can just sleep in again, and then I can stay up late again, and then I can eat what I want again, and I can do, because it's school's out, man. School's out. Teacher's off. Teacher got sick, and we can do whatever the fuck we want. And so I decided to embrace John's COVID by doing nothing. And I will tell you this, I was angry at myself for deciding that, and every day I would get up and I'd look at myself and go to the gym, ride the bike, do fucking something. And then I'd take a shower, and then I'd turn on the television, or I'd go online, or I'd read, or I'd do anything else to take my mind off of it. I would climb into my phone for 4 hours, whatever I needed to do. And then it would be like, well, all right, you know what, at 6 o'clock I should do this after. I'd stream on Twitch. And then after that I'd be like, well, I could do it. Well, I'm going to watch this though. I'm going to watch that. And all of a sudden it was 11 o'clock at night. I chew time up like a cow chews a cud. I will waste your time and my time and the world's time like nobody else. And I did. And I wasted almost all of November. And I will tell you this. And again, I'm not looking for excuses, and I'm not looking for you to go, oh, poor Mike or whatever. But I'm just telling you that this is what it is. Because I had made those choices, I was angry at myself. And when I'm angry at myself, then I decide, well, you got to do a show. You should do a show. And then I'm like, well, but why? Because you're going to talk about failing again? You're going to talk about how you quit again? How you stopped again? You're going to bore these people to tears with another fucking story about how you had the best intentions and all of a sudden it fucking fell off a cliff? Because you decided it was going to fall off a cliff? This wasn't any bullshit. The gym was still open. I could have gone and done whatever the fuck I wanted. But I took the opportunity to quit. I gave myself permission to fail again. And after giving you a 3-hour podcast talking about how November was the world-changing, game-changing, let's fucking do it, line in the sand, let's be what we're supposed to be and be our best person and change our lives and change our direction, and then to so blatantly decide not to do that and to give myself permission to just fucking fail and take a knee and ride out my fucking days. It was embarrassing. And I'm ashamed to tell you it now. But I have to. I couldn't miss a month of podcasts and then come back in here and act like nothing had happened. I'd love to. I'd love to just be here telling you about Rocky and then we did this and I did that but I can't. You have to, because you'd be just going, you know why? Because you would wonder if I took it for granted that you would just be there again after a month after I fucked up. And as I've said, talk is cheap. And I have words and words and motherfucking words. But I don't ever want you to think that I just assume you'll be there when I decide to do this. No, I'm miserable and sick that once again I failed. You guys. It's not even about failing me or failing in toto. It's that I let you down again after assuring you and promising you. And look, you're used to it by now. And I get emails from people who laugh at me, and who, hey, how's that bike coming? Is it, I literally have had people write, oh, how many shirts they got hanging off your bike? And I understand we're all having fun and I get that. But it's because you're so used to me just fucking failing that you can rub it in my face. And I deserve it, I suppose, because I haven't shown you any different. But it does make me go, Jesus Christ, look what you've done. You've conditioned people to think that you're a fucking failure. Because you are. So, that's another reason why you haven't heard from me in weeks, is because, I've made all the wrong choices again in my life to backslide and not work out and eat wrong and all of those things. And I don't want to fucking tell you that. Even though a lot of you that was exactly what you were expecting. And now you get it. There you go. You got it. You got it from me. I tell you flat out that I failed again. And not because I tried. I didn't even fucking try. I tried for 2 weeks. And then when John was out, I was like, oh, good. That means I don't have to do it anymore. And then I stopped. And it made me not want to talk to you guys. Because this is what you get. And this isn't what you want. You don't want to hear the travails of Mike and his failures again. Fucking again. This goes back to the fucking sad cast of year one. Then we opened the Fit Brigade. We had Rocky with a blog. All those fucking things, it's just been over a decade long struggle on the air. But it's been a half a century long struggle in my life. And I've defeated it sometimes, and I've stood over it like Ali standing over fucking Liston. But not nearly enough. Most of the time, I'm the one taking the fucking punches and falling the fuck out and quitting on my goddamn stool, and that just can't. Look, and I don't want to act all determined here. That can't happen again. Why, I'll tell you, I don't know. Maybe it will. As I've said on here before, there is something comforting about the thought of eating yourself to death, of just indulging yourself in this bacchanalia of everything you could possibly want in the most simplest terms. I mean, I'd rather drown in pussy, but I mean, if I can't, I guess I could drown in chocolate. There is something appealing to just going, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to watch the movies I love, I'm going to read the books that I enjoy, and I'm going to eat all the food I want and race myself to the grave. But then there's the other. Then there's the person inside me, the ambition, even though it's very small sometimes. But the ambitious person inside of me who wants to be on a stage, who wants to come out and do shows, who wants to do shows here or wants to do shows on the road, who wants to travel and see the things I've never seen, who wants to go back to Canada and see his friends, who wants to go back to Japan, who wants to go back to Kuwait, who wants to go to Europe, who would love to go to Africa, who would love to go to other Asian countries, to go to Thailand. I as I've said this before, I'm very happy with where I live. I love my apartment. I live in the Valley. It's centrally located. I'm 10 minutes from Hollywood. This is my home. Until you go into somebody's house that is 10 times the size of your apartment, and they have a kitchen island that wouldn't fit in your kitchen. And it's gorgeous and beautiful, and then you aspire, and then you have all of it awakens. There's that small ember that's burning out inside of me, and it'll kick up. as if I cupped my hands around it and blew on it, and it flares up a little bit, and I go, I'd like this. I'd like to go talk to people. And when I went with Bill Dwyer to the comedy show, I watched Bill on stage, and he even said, I can get you a guest set. I'm like, fuck that, dude. I wore shorts. I'm not going on stage. But then I watched Bill be funny, and I watched the other comedians, and it was a tough crowd. It was real tight, but everybody did their thing. And it can't help but make me go, all right, what would I do? I'd do this. I bet I could do this. I bet I could knock these people fucking out. I bet I could. They would want me to stay. I bet I could do this. It's like I'm Grandpa in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm fucking dead 24 hours a day, 23 hours and 59 seconds until you put blood in my mouth, and then I fucking open my eyes, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I remember what this is about. Going to the comedy club was like putting blood in my mouth. Just like when I was in Chicago in July, it put blood in my mouth. But then that goes away when I come home. I don't know why. I have to find a way to sustain it. I have to find a way to continue to care. And as I've mentioned on previous shows and on this show, and I know there's so many entertainment choices out there. And there's so many people telling you the stories of success and triumph that they've had, and then there's just people who are being fucking funny. And I recognize this is none of those things. But this is a reset to kind of reposition myself into getting back to being who I want to be, and saying and talking about, like I said, this show's about my life, but also it's about my opinions about stuff, because the people are like, hey man, if you saw a movie, tell us about a movie, or you saw this, or do that, and I recognize that there are, and this will sound, again, I'm not jerking off, but there are so many people out there who are interested in my voice. There are so many people out there who want to hear from me. And I say these things to you now, and I will forget them in an hour. I wish that wasn't the case, but I can tell you that it's true. I want to have drive and determination, and I want to go, hey man, people want this, do this, because people want you to do it. Don't fucking just backslide. And even, I told you, I sit in my house and I'll see works that inspire me. I'll watch things and I'll go, fuck, I could do that. I watched, if you watch comedy shows or anything, stand up, anything, I should be doing it. But nobody wants to hear a guy go, boo-hoo, I could have done that, I should have been that, I could have been a contender. No, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. I recognize that attitude, because I'm a firm believer in letting everybody follow their own path and do what they can to be as happy as they possibly can. But I'm not above admitting that there is a South Side of Chicago guy inside me who goes, what the fuck, man? Come on. Don't fucking do that. Just fucking do it. Just do it. Just shut up and fucking do it. You'll see people choosing their own path, or people saying this, or, there's all sorts of things out there. And I all I care about is that people are cared for and happy. And I think all dogs and cats and children, I think they should always be smiling and helped. All of those things. But there is, like I said, a South Side of Chicago guy in me who's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's just fucking Christ. And he talks to me and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people out there who wish they didn't have to fucking go to work every day, but you got to get up and go to fucking work. And you work once a fucking week. You're talking to a goddamn fucking microphone, and you know what you do? You try to help these people. You help people get through their jobs that they got. They can't work once a fucking week. They got 7-day jobs, 6-day fucking jobs, 10 hours a fucking day. And you helped them get through part of it until you fucking abdicated that fucking duty by sitting around and doing fucking nothing. And then you're going to tell them how hard it is for you to fucking do this? Get fucking bombed. He's in there, man. And he's not wrong. He should probably be nicer. But he's really not wrong. So let this episode be a reset. Let this just be a way of getting ourselves. This explains a little bit or a lot of bit of what's been going through my head for the last few months. And I've done this on other shows as well. But I needed to do it here because, like I said, I didn't want you to think that I just took a month off and was like, ha-ha, with a propeller hat and I'm all fucking wacky again. No, man. I'm ashamed, I'm embarrassed, I'm humiliated, and I'm sorry. And I would love to say with all of the conviction in the world that it won't happen again. And I know you think to yourself that, you know what, Mike, you control that, man. You make sure whether it does or it doesn't happen again. And I think you're probably 50% right. So I will do my best to make sure that the 50% of you that the 50% that is right about that is applied to the 50% that tells me that nobody gives a fuck. And, you know, it's a Tuesday. And it's, you know, tomorrow's the 1st. So, you know, that November reboot reset that we were all shooting for? December's nice. Let's make the 12th month the first month. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. I'm also at Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok at Mike40YOB. Do I ever show my face over there? Well, I usually don't. You know why? Because if the podcast isn't done, I'm like, well, I can't post on Instagram because people will be mad that I didn't do the podcast. I'm a smart person. Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, Mike40YOB. Go ahead and follow me. I'll tell you this. If anybody reaches out and becomes my friend on Instagram, follows me on Instagram, follows me on Snapchat, follows me on TikTok this week, for each person who follows me on there, I will produce content. If I get 5 people who follow me on Instagram, I'll post 5 new photos. If anybody follows me on Snapchat, I will send them a personal hello, and I will put up a story. If anybody follows me on TikTok, our friend Liana will be thrilled to hear. I've never done a TikTok. So if anybody reaches out to me and follows me on TikTok this week, I will make some TikToks. I will, at least sending a hello to you to thank you, but also let's start using the platform. Can I get arrested for that? I'm old. I don't know if they allow me to do it, but Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, anybody who follows me on there, for the amount of people who follow me, like I said, if 10 people follow me on Instagram, I'll put up 10 different photos. Let's dive right in, right? Let's you know what? If we're just going to make promises that we want to keep, let's go for home runs. So if you follow me on Snapchat, I'll send you a personal hello. If you follow me on TikTok, I'll do a video. For everybody who does it, I'll do one. And same thing on Instagram. For as many people who follow me, I will post a photo. Yay! There you go. So find me at all of those places, and I'd love to see you there. Thank you. Thanks to our friend KC, who does the YouTube stuff. Although look at him, he's slacking, man. He hasn't posted a show in a month. But I appreciate him very much for being willing to help. And of course, our great friend David Hernandez. He's available at Facebook.com/DavidMaxHernandez. You can find him there. He does all sorts of artwork and songs and music, and he's got his own closed group on Facebook called This Is Dumb, That's Dumb, You're Dumb, I'm Dumb. You can find him there and be his pal and be his friend. And he also does artwork. He can he can draw you, he can paint you. He does Facebook caricatures, things like that. Like I said, he's got the This Is Dumb, You're Dumb, We're Dumb, no, That's Dumb, You're Dumb, This Is Dumb, You're Dumb, I'm Dumb. Wait, I just said it. I don't know. I'm groggy, folks. I'm yammering. Again, I'm so out of practice on doing this. This is dumb, that's dumb, you're dumb, I'm dumb. That's the name. That's the name of his group. But also, the man does a podcast. That's super important. It's called the Phlegmcat Podcast. It's available right now in all of the places where you would find your best podcasts, and even mine. The iTunes podcast space, the Apple Podcast Store, Spotify, ginrummy.com. I don't know where they have podcasts these days. All I know is if you go there, anywhere you go find podcasts, you're going to find the Phlegmcat Podcast, and that's 4 words, the Phlegmcat Podcast, Phlegmcat. There's all sorts of singing. There's he's got a spoona. He wants to sing about a Moona and the Juna. He'll do all of that for you. He's got animals that make weird noises. He's got animals that strike curious poses because they feel the heat between you and him as he does his podcast. But you got to check it out. It's called the Phlegmcat Podcast, available now wherever you can find your finer podcasts. And like I mentioned, the man does artwork. You can hire him. It's the holiday season. So if you want him to do a Facebook caricature for you or your friends, you can get a hold of him to do that. Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez is the best place to find him. And also, he can paint great paintings. He does oil. He does watercolors. He does amazing work. Several listeners have purchased it. I've seen stuff hanging in people's homes and foyers, and I'm jealous every time I see it. I have 2 of his originals hanging up in my house, as a matter of fact. So you should absolutely get him and enlist him to do this for you as a gift, for yourself, for somebody else. He just does fucking incredible work, and he deserves your attention. So go ahead and find him at Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. You can also check out his website. His website, you'll be able to see a whole different kind of his artwork stuff. Now, he doesn't really do so much stuff with the website. It's more Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. You know, that's the one you want to check out. But also, if you want to go to his website, you should. It's artbydmh.com. That's artbydmh.com.
Hi, it's me, comedian Jen Kirkman. You may remember me from my appearances on Chelsea Lately or Drunk History or my 2 Netflix specials. And now you know me for my podcast, No Fun, the Jen Kirkman Podcast. Do you ever feel like listening to someone just go off about stupid things like gender reveal parties or bad customer service or just not wanting to get back out into life post-pandemic because then we got to deal with people again? Well, No Fun, the Jen Kirkman Podcast is for you. I talk about what's going on in the world, in my life, and in my head every week, and it's everywhere you find podcasts.
Hi, I'm Family Guy writer Alex Sulkin.
And I'm Family Guy writer Julius Goldie Sharp.
We have a new podcast called A Typical Disgusting Display, where we tap our 40 years combined experience in show business to take you behind the scenes of working in Hollywood.
How to get a job.
How to keep a job.
How to lose a job.
And how to burn it all down on the way back to your sad little hometown.
That's A Typical Disgusting Display. Bail on this podcast immediately and download ours.
Battered and broken, no jokers, no joking, mired as I can be. Life passes you by when you don't even try. I let my life happen to me. Oh, the times they aren't a-changin', you see. Oh, the times they are changing for me. I know that I'm funny, but it's made me no money. Don't you all know that I'm great? I ain't gonna move it, I don't wanna prove it. So I'll sit in my chair and just wait. Oh, the times they aren't changing, you see. Oh, the times they aren't changing for me. Said I'd get healthy, try to get wealthy, but that hasn't happened just yet. One day I'll do it, I'll big angry through it, but don't you put money on that bet. Oh, the times they aren't a-changin', the times they aren't changing for me. I know it sounds silly, but help me, Miss Lily. So tired of playing this game. Please don't ignore me. Do all the work for me so I can have someone to blame. Oh, the times they aren't changing, you see. Oh, the times they aren't changing for me. 10 years of playing, a decade of saying all the things I said I would do. You ever get the feeling as you stare at the ceiling that folks are just fed up with you? Oh, the times they aren't changing, you see. Oh, the times they aren't changing for me. And the times are gonna be what they'll be.
My fridge has decided to go a little bananas, and also my neighbor has his television on. This is what you get when you record in your apartment. But hey, you know what? Who cares, right? I just spilled guts all over the place. So what's a little background noise going to do that I didn't already do by... Look, if I didn't alienate you with all these ridiculous Usher-type confessions in the beginning, then I'm certainly not going to alienate you with a little grinding fridge and Fox News, am I? I don't think I am. I'm way behind on some things. We have sponsors. As you just heard from the Misfit Toys people, did you know I'm in the Misfit Toys Co-op? I'll tell you that right now. I'm in the Misfit Toys Co-op. It's Never Not Funny, which is a show that contains a Jimmy Pardo and a Matt Belknap and a Garen Cockrell and an Elliot Hochberg. Hochberg? I'm not sure what exactly is his pronunciation, but I know it's Elliot. And I know he's the goddamn technical wizard over there. They do Never Not Funny. Doug Benson does Doug Loves Movies. Todd Glass does The Todd Glass Show. Jen Kirkman does, well, she does No Fun with Jen Kirkman, but she also has a new podcast. And Christ almighty, I'm going to find the name. I'm going to do it right now. I'm sure it's, I don't know if it's going to be, wait, what's happening? Is that, oh, never mind. Wait, am I doing the right thing here? I'm sorry, I got a little lost. All right, let's go find Jen's new podcast. Shall we do that? This is how prepared I am, folks. I like to make sure that I'm very prepared when I go ahead and do a show. When you do a show once a month, it's hard. You can get overwhelmed usually. Let's pull up our good friend Jen Kirkman. She now hosts the Anxiety Bites podcast. What? Yes, that's true. And I know what you're thinking to yourselves. You're like, well, Mike, you should probably listen to that. Well, hold on. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Let's not get over our skis here, folks, with our advice. But you're probably not wrong. And also, I'd listen just because Jen does it. She does amazing work. So Jen hosts the No Fun with Jen Kirkman podcast. Then, of course, there's the Anxiety Bites podcast, where she interviews people and experts and talks about anxiety, crushing anxiety, if you will. And also, if you're in New York, she's got 4 dates coming up at the Bell House, I think it's called, in Brooklyn, where she's filming and doing a whole new album and stuff. So go check her out, please, if you can. And, of course, Let Me Watch Your Movie with You with our good friend Jonah Ray. Now, I'll tell you, in the beginning of this, didn't I plead for somebody to come steal me from my house? Please save me. Somebody come get me. Why wouldn't Jonah Ray do that? Let me watch your movie with you, Mike Schmidt, says Jonah Ray. Doug loves movies and likes Mike Schmidt. Why couldn't he do that? The Todd Glass Show welcomes Mike Schmidt. How about No Fun with Mike Schmidt and Jen Kirkman? I don't know I would get top billing there. I probably wouldn't. Anxiety Bites Mike Schmidt. Let's have me on. Never Not Mike Schmidt. That seems aggressive. I don't know why I'm inserting myself into these more popular shows, but yet I should just say I'm very happy to be part of the co-op. The Misfit Toys co-op. I'm going to cough. There's something There's like dust in my throat. All we are is dust in my throat. Didn't he die? I think so. One of the violin guys died from Kansas. One of them. I don't know. Is there a battalion of violin guys in Kansas? I don't fucking know. It was all hair and violins. That's what their fucking band was. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you're done. Oh, wait. Well, there's peace now because you're done. Because you're dead. Way to die, fucking hair fiddle. Never Not Funny. Doug Loves Movies, The Todd Glass Show. No Fun with Jen Kirkman. Let Me Watch Your Movie with You with Jonah Ray. Anxiety Bites with Jen Kirkman. All parts of the Misfit Toys Co-op. Now, I'll tell you what. We have sponsors courtesy of the Misfit Toys Co-op, but also we have sponsors. I have individual sponsors like our great friend, Fearful Jesuit. What? The man who texts me every day to make sure I haven't drowned myself in a bathtub. That's our friend Fearful Jesuit, the man who reaches out and says, "Hey, Mike, have you found a rope strong enough to hang yourself with?" And I'm like, "Not yet." And he's like, "That's good news." And I'm like, "All right." The man who will send me a note and say, "Hey, Mike, have you donned the cruel shoes?" And I have not. But he does a podcast called The Paranoid Strain. Now, I'm behind. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm going to describe the last episode I listened to, and I think there's one that's come after. And I know you're thinking to yourself, Mike, you should be listening to it since you took a month off. Yes, you're right. Fuck me. Okay, I get it. Paranoid Strain, Secret Societies, Part 17. Ladies and gentlemen, Part 17. It's Freemasons Part 3, but it's Secret Societies Part 17. And honestly, if you're listening to this and you're on Part 17, you should go ahead and wait for Leviticus to show up because this is longer than the Bible at this point. Clearly, this is longer than the Bible. You get a little spaghetti western music up top, a little tunage. You get Dana busting out a Scottish accent. And I will say this, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. I'm pretty sure it's Scottish, but if it's not Scottish, it's definitely crap. We'll hear from the powerful John Dickey coming back yet again. You'll hear about the Jacobins. You'll hear about Chevalier de I will tell you this. There's lots and lots of Steve Asura. Is that his name? I think so. Just a hurricane of lies coming out of that fella. Just Steven Sura. Just not good. Or Sura? I don't know. I wrote it down. And when you listen to this, you find out that history is super easy because all you got to do is write shit down with confidence and don't show your work. Literally, all these people are just sending hurricanes of lies, and they, all these guys way back then during the Jacobins and stuff, they're just keeping track of a bunch of shit, and none of it's true, but nobody can check on it. Nobody checked their fucking work. Literally, just write shit down with confidence and don't show your work, which sounds a lot like my show. I'm not going to lie to you. It just sounds like you're blurting out a lot of nonsense that people should not. Please don't do any research because the whole thing's a house of cards. But please just believe everything that I say and go cut off a toe or whatever the fuck. That would be good. You hear about the Clan St. Clair website, which makes no sense to me because it reminds me of a story once. There was a story about Al Qaeda. Oh my God, the fucking guys are outside with the goddamn, oh no, I forgot it's Tuesday. Dudes, I'm so furious. I'm literally going to have to stop. I'm so close. I'm in the home stretch. I'm going to have to stop down here while they do the fucking landscaping outside. In the middle of a plug too. Son of a cunt. I'll be back. You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later, The Velvet Rope. Big James and Chewy want your IDs out and your metal items in the bowl.
I heard I got fucking crazy last night.
Dude, daily double for the kid. Daily double.
You pulled off a daily double.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking night I'm not here.
Yep.
You get blown and you choke a guy out?
Dude, I ranger choked this guy, and then his girlfriend blows me.
You ranger choked the guy? That's fucking... Wait a minute. You fucking ranger choked the guy and his girlfriend blew you?
Dude, my dick was already hard from the choke.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. The Velvet Rope on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
Fucking ranger!
Well, as I was saying, we were talking about our friend Fearful Jesuit an hour ago before these dudes came in and blew dry the entire fucking landscape. Look, man, everybody's got to have a job. I know that, but if you're just walking around with a fucking proton pack on your back just to kill a fucking spider, I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Bullshit. I like landscaping. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad at them? Like I said, everybody has to earn a living. And if these guys want to do it in the bright, sunshiny air while they inhale gas fumes, go ahead. It just happened to be, it was unfortuitous timing as I was in the middle of a plug talking about our good friend Fearful Jesuit and the Paranoid Strain podcast, available where your finer podcasts are, and also available where some of your not so finer podcasts are. Some of your bullshit podcasts, some of your awful, terrible podcasts with just three dudes yelling into a microphone. Those are available. You can find those as well. But I don't plug those, friends. I tell you about Fearful Jesuit. I tell you about the radical Jacobins. I tell you that everything was caused by the deepest wickedness. What else was I? Oh, I was talking about the Clan St. Clair website, which made me laugh. The Clan St. Clair, there's some ancient fucking order. They have a website. It reminds me there was a story once where Al-Qaeda took credit for a bombing with a fax. And I went on stage that night and I was like, what happened to the good old rock through the window? Remember when terrorists used to be able to just fucking pitch a boulder through a goddamn four-pane and everybody got their message? A fax? Why does that... What? Al-Qaeda should not have a fax machine. I am sorry, but that's where I draw the line. You'll hear about the Knight of the Argonauts, the Master of Esmeralda's Table. You'll hear about Ben Franklin and the Nine Sisters. You'll hear about how Freemasons are the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Or you won't really hear that. You'll hear me saying that, quite frankly. Freemasons, they hate women. In everything they do, they hate women. They're scared of them. They're terrified of them. And honestly, if you look at it, you extrapolate that to the world today, isn't everyone in the He-Man Woman Haters Club? My God, how scared of women is this society? It's frightening, as I've mentioned it many times before, because they've been able to subjugate women and minorities up to so long. And now they're thinking that if somehow women or minorities get some sort of a modicum of influence, that they'll use it to subjugate them. See, that's the greater fear. They're like, oh, you're going to treat us the way we treated you for the last 200 years. Well, we won't have it. You will not replace us. And then tiki torches and all that bullshit happens. Everything is falling apart. Whatever happened to the good old rock through the window? Let me ask you that again. You'll hear about Roger de Fleur, a Templar pirate. It's actually Roger, I think. I don't know, these fucking guys. Here's the point. Paranoid Strain Secret Society Part 17 is available now in the iTunes store. It's Freemasons Part 3. And like I said, I believe there's a Part 18 that's up already, but I haven't had the chance to check it out because, you know me, I've been sitting in the dark. I've been staring, trying to figure out what the fuck happened to me and why I went off the goddamn rails after 54 fucking years. It's, you know what it is? It's like my whole, it's like my head is a sink, but it's all backed up. Like, there's a bunch of stuff I would like to... I got to scoop all of this shit out, this horrible goop, in order to get to the good stuff. Like, if you want water, we got to clean out this drain and get the rest of this strawberry jelly or whatever the fuck I got in my fucking brain pipes. That it's just... I got to do something, man. You know what I need? Navage. You know what Navage is? It's a commercial I hear all the time on my satellite radio for Sirius. And it's a neti pot, I think. It's just a thing. It's one of those dumb things where you pour water in your nose and you hope it cleans things out. Which sounds fucking disgusting to me because, like, doesn't that just mean the snot goes into your mouth and down your throat? That's fucking awful. And the worst part is the commercial where they trick you because they're doing this thing where they're trying to fool people, right? And the way they approach it, they're like, hi, I'm somebody for Navage. The way he says it is so creepy. Navage. And he says, if the pandemic has taught us anything, it's that there's millions of airborne germs waiting to take us down at any moment. And that's why you need Navage. And I got to be honest, man. These people who use the pandemic in their advertising, get fucked. What is wrong with you? Who do you think you are? There's another company on Sirius XM. This woman's like, in the pandemic, farmers had no outlet for their chickens or whatever the fuck, and now you can buy it through Moo and Oink, or Moink. It's moink.com. And she's like, and what's the phrase? There's just no way you won't be happy to get moinked. Some bullshit. You'll be saying, hi, thank doink that I got moinked. I don't even remember the phrase. I hear the commercial all the time, and I listen to it because it's so amateur night. It's just this poor woman, and she's like, oh, what do you want? The moon? I gotcha. She's got this bad corn pone accent she probably doesn't really have, but she's putting it on for the commercial. Oh, it's a mess. Nobody cares. But you know what people do care about? They care about the Freemasons, damn it. Part 3 in the Paranoid Strain Secret Society's Part 17, and I wrote that down with 3 exclamation points, so you know I'm not fucking around, man. It is Part 17. It's available now. And like I said, I believe Part 18 is available now. I'm looking forward to listening to it, but I haven't had the chance now because I've been, I don't know, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Terrified of real life and not allowing myself to participate in it and thinking, hey, here's what I'll do. I'll avoid anything that I possibly can. All right. Let's get out of here before the fucking landscapers come back. I don't think it's going to happen, but I get a plug. I'll plug one more thing for you fine people. No, I get other things to plug, don't I? I got to tell you about all the places you can find me. I told you about the fucking... see how bad at this I am? You can hire me for Cameo. Did you know this? You can. I don't know if you want to. I just did a Cameo for a gentleman who's a friend and a nice guy, and left a very nice comment on Patreon. I'll tell you about that in a second. But it's our good friend Kevin. Thank you. You're very nice to reach out to me. But Cameo booked me, man. It's an app you get on your phone or bookcameo.com. You can see it on the web and use me. Use me for whatever. Use me as a proxy to tell somebody Merry Christmas. If you don't want to show your own face, let me do it for you, please. I'm on Cameo. If you go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to find a little horn boy. You click on that. You can donate to the show via PayPal. Here's my favorite part. When I started telling you things you can give me, how you can give me money when I haven't done a show in a month. Oh, isn't that a very nice thing to do? Doesn't that just let you know how seriously I take this? I was going to bug out, but it just seems like we're here, right? Why shouldn't I fucking tell you? And you already heard this stuff. You already know that these things exist. But it doesn't matter. Why don't I? I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of the night, as our friends Kiss would say. It's the secret of my success. I'm in the Misfit Toys Co-op. I'm on Cameo. You can donate through the website. I'm going to have a Cash App soon because a very nice listener reached out and said, hey, do you have Cash App? I said, no. And they said, would you use my code so I can get money? And I'm like, I guess. Not that matters to anybody, but I'm going to do that soon. There's another way you can not give me money. That'd be great. Also, I'm at Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get into that, though, let me tell you this. I got 2 TV channels. Well, yeah, essentially. Twitch.tv/the40year-old boy. I'm on there streaming all the time, playing video games. I've been doing this game called Marbles, which people love. I've got a Sherlock Holmes game. I've got all sorts of games coming down the pike for you. Go ahead and join me at twitch.tv/the40year-old boy. And also I've got youtube.com/the40year-old boy. As I mentioned, our buddy KC takes care of it. Mainly it's the archives of this show, this podcast. So you know what, if I'm ever going again for a month, and I won't be, but if it ever happens that I am, but I promise I will not be. But if a show doesn't come out for a month, but I'm telling you that won't happen again. If it ever happens, you can go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/the40year-old boy, and find yourself a merry little Christmas. No, that's not true. Go find yourself an episode that you like, an episode you enjoy. I recommend something from year 9. Wouldn't you want to listen to that? I think things are falling apart nicely right around year 9. So go check it out at youtube.com/the40year-old boy. It's there. It's waiting for you. It's, as our friend Richard Marx would say, first he would yawn, and then he would say, it's right there waiting for you. Twitch.tv/the40year-old boy. There's clips of me yelling. Oh, don't you want to see clips of me and watch me actually streaming? I think you should. And I mentioned Patreon. There's a reason I've held it for the end here. Patreon.com/Mike40YOB. You can become a patron of this show. Sign up to be a Patreon patron. And I know you're like, well, why the fuck would I do that, Mike? Look, man, I don't have an answer for you. You want to support the show? You want to keep me out of debtor's prison? Whatever you want to do, it helps for you to be a Patreon patron. And, you're like, do I get anything for that? Well, you look, there have been posts in the past, but there was just a post a week ago. And that's what I'm going to plug and tell you about right now. If you join the Patreon right now at patreon.com/Mike40YOB, you'll get to hear my latest appearance on the Rock Solid podcast that is not available yet. It is not out there for the public to consume. It won't be out until January. But if you'd like to hear it now, it is 4 hours long, and it is me and my good friend Pat Francis as we discuss Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell 1, Bat Out of Hell 2, and Bat Out of Hell 3. The bats are loose. No, the monster is loose. That's what it is. And we talk, look, and you know how it is. I mean, if it's 4 hours long, we're not just going to talk about meatloaf. There's a bunch of other stuff in there too. But it's available for you now if you join the Patreon at patreon.com/Mike40YLB. That would be helpful and cool for me. I would appreciate it very much. It is up for all levels to listen to because, again, I am so inattentive over there sometimes. I wanted to make sure you guys had something from me. And Pat did me a solid because it was for his ASAP club, which are people who get the episodes before anybody else because he banks episodes and stuff. He's very efficient at what he does. I'm constantly shamed by his amazing work ethic and the things that he gets done. But hopefully it'll rub off on me, right? That's the sound of it rubbing off on me. Patreon.com/Mike40YLB. Go check it out, and you will hear this episode. And it was fun, man. I got in there, and I got to talk to Pat about a bunch of different things. We were talking about Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell 1, Bat Out of Hell 2. Now, look, I previously talked about Jim Steinman on this show. I don't think I really echoed my thoughts, but I still said some things that I thought you needed to hear. And look, there's plenty of things you need to hear about Jim goddamn Steinman, right? He's out there. He's waiting for you. He's also, our friend Richard Marks says he's out there waiting for you. And, oh, I swallowed wrong. Christ. All right, look. Normally I'd find something to ramp out here, and it just seems disingenuous, particularly for an episode reset. I'll do the ramp out on the next one, right? Shouldn't I just shut up and get to the theme song? Yeah, I'll probably do that. Once again, let me thank Lewis, who sent some money and a nice note. Let me thank Ken and Matthew and Cindy and Kevin and Brian and Rick, who left notes on the Patreon after listening to the episode. Let's thank Blind George, who's a lovely man who's invited me to stay at his place in Arizona. I may be taking you up on that, George. I mean, not for any length of time, but it might be a thing. Our friend Mark in Cincinnati in Ohio listened to the Meatloaf episode. You're all extremely kind. You're all so nice to me, and it makes it makes me happy that you are that, but it shames me that I don't provide you with the proper entertainment for the amount that you care. Please never mistake my inattentiveness for not caring. My head is an enemy right now, and I'm fixing it. I'm working on it. And like I said, today's Tuesday. So there's this, which you can listen to. And is there another show coming Thursday? I'd like to say yes, so I will. I will say yes, there will be a show Thursday, and will there be a show every Thursday thereafter? I'd like to say yes, so I will do that. As we know, words and talk are cheap, and I do what I can to go ahead and fight this fight. I know it sounds ridiculous, and I'm not trying to get you guys to go, oh, boo-hoo, poor Mike. I don't need any of that bullshit. All I need for you to do is to understand that it's important to me that you listen. You're all important to me in my life and in my career, and I appreciate the very fact that you give me any amount of time, any amount of attention at all. And I apologize for the past 6 months. If it needs to be longer than that, maybe. But I think the past 6 months, I mean, when the pandemic started, I thought I was fucking strong and solid. I had some great fucking shows. And then it was about a year into the pandemic, maybe a year in a couple months, where for some reason, man, I just got fried. And I'm still there. I'm fighting as much as I can. But I appreciate you sticking around as long as you have. And I can only hope to justify that going forward. And I believe I will. So I have all sorts of ideas and hopes and plans. I got plans. You know that, folks. I tell you that all the time. I got plans, and I'll do what I can to bring them to fruition. I would like very much to go out on the road and see all of you face to face and thank you personally. That would be great. So, all right, man. Thank you so much. This is we're resetting. We're resetting the previous reset from a month ago. Let's reboot the reset, shall we? Let's reset the reboot, huh? Let's do that as well. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday. I hope your Thanksgiving didn't just smell like Thursday. And we hit the ground running here in December. Like I said, change is hard, and nothing stays the same. But Unchained, we hit the ground running. So starting now in December, again, we tried it in November, and 30 days hence, we spent 30 days in the hole. 30 days in the hole. But we're out now, and we're ready to make December, the start of something hopeful. December, the start of something normal. December, the start of something that we've lost and need to recapture. And I appreciate you guys for hanging in there. And you know what? I will talk to you in a couple days. What? Yes. Truthfully, I promise. Don't promise. Nobody gives a shit about promises, especially when you fucking stepped on him all the other times. God, see, there he is. He's there. He comes out now here at the end of the show. Fuck this. Love you guys. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you hanging in there, and I am going to do my best going forward, or try my best to do my best, and I hope you come with me. Thanks.
If there's anything I like more than me, it's people who like me. I love me, but if you love me, I love you. 'Cause you know why, we both love me. How great am I? Let's talk about that for a while, and by while, I mean forever.
Charlie Doe Podcast.